This episode is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/wickedtheory. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
You're listening to the Wicked Theory Podcast.
We're very happy to have you back, even for a short visit.
And here we go.
We're on now. We're on now. All right. So if you guys want to hear what you missed, you can listen to the replay.
Yeah.
You can listen to it on iTunes.
You should probably play the drop from the beginning.
Yeah.
Because that's the important part.
Well, I mean,
people
it's
are supposed to
only...
hear.
All right, fine, fair enough. We'll reenact it.
No, just the fucking moneymaker.
You're listening.
No, before that.
No,
the other one.
No, the other thing.
The new one.
The new part.
This episode is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/wickedtheory. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
You're listening
You guys don't want to hear this part?
to the
though?
Wicked
You've had enough of that?
Yeah.
We hear it every
so-
week. We don't need to hear that again.
We hear every
So
week.
that
You
was-
want some Bob? I got Bob right here. We don't even need him to do it. All right. Sorry.
So yeah. That's. I think that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
All right. Okay. Now can I introduce?
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
Of
they
course.
didn't hear us do any
Yes.
of it.
Introduce
Right.
Jay.
But Jay was the only one who didn't get a hello. Hey, how you doing?
Cash.
There you go.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go. Cash.
There we go.
All right. So yeah, we'll get into the Audible thing in a little bit. We'll get into that in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the opening line this week, you guys didn't hear it in the chat room, but you can hear it, you guys, on iTunes and whatnots. That was from James. Good old James Hasselton. And if you want to send in opening lines, you can. Send them to podcast@wickedtheory.com in an email or whatever you like. Send a bunch. Send a bunch at once. And then this is episode 105. We're going to do some nerd news a little bit, not too much. We got some emails, I think. I didn't check, but they're probably in there. We got the DC TV report.
Yep.
That'll be coming up in between sections of show. And we're gonna do some Star Wars stuff. We're gonna
Star Wars.
Oh shit, you're right.
Do it.
Bob's got some. We'll let Bob take it.
There it is.
Fancy. Yeah, we're gonna
I'm
start.
getting choked up.
Are you?
I'm getting choked
You
up.
getting verklempt?
I get choked up every time Bob plays.
Oh, you're like his number one fan.
I love you too, Jay.
Yeah.
Are you gonna hobble him so he doesn't leave your house? Get a nice railroad tie and
Yeah,
put it
why
between his
not?
legs. You're gonna do it like the book or the movie?
The movie.
Ooh,
Cut it-
sledgehammer.
neater.
Cut
It's
it
neater.
off.
Oh, the
Oh,
book,
I don't know.
In
I'm
the
sorry.
book, she cuts it
The
off.
book she
Yeah.
cuts it off.
Yes.
In the movie, it's just a
Yeah,
sledgehammer.
yeah, it's just
We're
Peter
speaking
Gabriel.
of misery, people, in case you haven't
I just don't know any
figured
Peter
that
Gabriel,
out.
so I can't play sledgehammer right there.
What do you think they did in the play?
Just wrapped up and went home, probably during the intermission.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Bruce
Bruce was
Willis.
like, I'm not doing that. I'm Bruno. That's not in my contract. All right. That's not in there. I need someone out here to shine my head. Okay. Besides, come back to the ghost. Climbing in there, man.
If you live,
together, have a few things.
Good thing you got your Zippo. For once in a movie, I want somebody to have a disposable Bic lighter. Okay, and the wheel pops out when it gets too hot.
that hasn't been done before.
No, like the shitty 50-cent
Yeah.
lighter you get at the store,
Yeah.
where like if you have it lit for more than 5 seconds,
We've
the
been
wheel-
about through 15
or
of them
you
since I've been here on the show.
Or Bill, when you spin the wheel so many times just trying to get it lit that you
Oh,
you
yeah.
heat up the flint to the
Right.
point where it actually bursts into sparks and flies out.
That's good too. Or it just gets jammed and then pops out, goes right in your eye.
Yeah.
In fact, if you go back to the Wicked Theory archive, you'll probably hear me breaking them on the show.
What's that crunching noise? It's just cheap disposable lighters.
Wow. Yeah, maybe it's a good thing I don't smoke.
Yeah, trust me. But anyway, I always thought it was funny that anybody, oh, we need a lighter. We have a Zippo. It's always a Zippo.
I have a
because
Zippo.
it has to stay lit.
It's out of
like,
it's out of fluid.
It's out of fluid. You're out of fluid.
I'm getting there, believe me.
This show is out of fluid.
Well, you know, we still got the Johnny Walker double black. Up
Yeah,
there.
which I'm probably
Ooh.
going to have a snort of in a little bit.
Yeah.
That's not how you do it. You drink it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
you know,
That's
the
what
guy
they call it.
from
They call it
Fast-
a snort.
Oh.
Haven't you seen Training Day?
They actually tried that on Fast and Loud with tequila, and it caused a little bit of brain freeze.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
think. At minimum.
I drink it at room temperature.
At
Not on
minimum,
the
it's
rocks.
brain freeze.
Little sinus cavity destruction.
Ugh, that sounds like fun. So we're gonna do a couple of little Star Wars things later on. We'll get to it when we get to it. Okay? How
Okay.
about that? All right?
You don't hear me complaining.
Not yet. You haven't heard the Star Wars stuff we have coming up.
Oh, wonderful.
All right. So who's in the chat room? Who we got hanging out in there?
We got Wesley Ryan Gaskins.
Wesley. Wesley was first here, but I was first before him. But I don't count because I'm staff.
Yep, we got Thomas K.
TK.
Hey, buddy, and two elsewheres.
Two else.
they-
Hello, LC and LC.
If it's who I think it is, what's going on, people?
If you people want to get in the chat, you know, you're outside the chat room, just go to the sign in. It'll ask you for Facebook. It's 2 seconds. It doesn't really manipulate your Facebook in any bad way. And then you can get in the chat room and yell at Jay if you know Jay.
Yeah.
And call him out by name and share stories. that
Yeah,
he doesn't-
talk to me.
that he
Yell
doesn't-
at me.
That he doesn't want you to share with us. Because that's what we're looking for. We don't know enough about Jay.
That's a whole nother show. I'll do a
I think
a
Jay's
full hour and a half interview with you, like on a Tuesday night,
We're good.
for the Patreons only.
Fair enough.
I think Jay's an open book. I think this guy has no secrets.
No, well,
I think he's the kind of guy, if you ask the
that's
right
not
questions,
altogether true.
if you ask the right questions, he'll tell you things you don't want to know.
There's very little I think I can think of that might shame you.
No, that's
That's a facade. And inside, he's a big teddy bear who's sensitive about.
that is
his
true.
things.
That is true. I
Oh,
am a
that's
big
everybody.
teddy bear.
No, it's just that's everybody. Okay. We all have souls.
But there are some secrets.
Well, yeah. Well, you're from Jersey.
A handful.
Agent Palmer's chiming in. I can think of a few questions.
Okay.
For Jay. Well, I think we all could.
Palmer, I love you. I say that every
If
show.
you have questions for Jay, send them to theagentpalmer@gmail.com.
yeah, if you have questions for me,
If you have hate,
Email
also,
Agent Palmer.
Also, they still the podcast rule of thumb also too still stands basically where it's if you have hate mail, you can send it to theagentpalmer@gmail.com.
or me.
For anybody or anything.
Send it to my Twitter account.
Yeah.
All
If you hate anybody anywhere, you can send it to that email.
You know what? If you have hate mail, what I'll do is I'll video myself reading it.
There you go. Jay gets hate mail.
Yeah,
That'd
and
be
I'll
great.
and I'll read it as a hating motherfucker though.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be wonderful.
But I think you'd have to read it on the toilet. Just
All
to,
right.
Just to show that
Yeah,
you
I
could do
actually,
that.
No laptop, pieces of paper.
Yeah.
Nice bowl reverb. Oh,
Yeah.
it'd be great.
Well,
Yeah.
it's also to show that you literally do give a shit.
Yes, I give a
You
shit.
know what? You know what? And you read them off sheets of paper, and then for each one you crumple it up and you wipe with it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'll do.
And I'm like, thanks for that.
That's
one,
what I'll do.
Steve and Ronkonkoma.
I'm gonna write out a treatment for that. I'm gonna have you approve it, and then we're gonna do it.
We're done.
Green
It's
light.
already approved.
Cash.
Don't we? Cash. I'm buying 2 tickets ahead of time. Can I buy them online? All right. So in the chat room, you guys want to keep yourselves busy? We got a little game for you to play. Smurf Up a Movie.
Yes.
This one's easy, kids.
Oh, we got 5 elsewhere. I know it's a couple of people. I know.
Fair
Fuck yous.
Examples include
Yeah.
There Will Be Smurf,
Yes.
Raiders of the Lost Smurf,
Right.
Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Smurfs.
What are they smurfing up? What are they smoking? in
Smurfland.
Smurfs of the Lost Ark.
There you go, kids. It's endless. This is probably one of the easiest ones
Smurf fellas.
we've ever done.
Yeah.
See how easy it
Good
is.
Smurfs.
See, it's the easiest one ever. So have a lot of fun with that. We're gonna pick like the 10 best or so because we know we're gonna get flooded. We get flooded for hard ones.
Oh, yeah.
So this one's pretty easy. Guys, have a blast with that. And again, if you're outside of the chat room, if you haven't signed in or logged in, join us. Get in the chat room, hang out make some friends, and enjoy the show with us. But right now, we're gonna get to some news because we do have a little bit of news, stuff that happened during the last week.
A little bit. Some cool stuff.
Some cool stuff, some nerd stuff related kind of things, and whatnots.
Yeah, so big headline.
News o'clock.
Remember a couple months ago when, Guillermo del Toro did a Twitter poll
Yes.
asking about a Hellboy sequel?
No.
And a couple days later he said, no Hellboy sequel.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
dead.
yeah. The studio shot it down.
Yeah. Well, now they're developing a reboot of Hellboy.
Yeah. So Mike Mignola, creator of it, kind of just came out of nowhere and was like, "Guess what? We are making a movie for Hellboy, but we're starting over." and it's got David
Harbour
from
Stranger Things.
From Stranger Things, he played the sheriff. He played the cop, who was pretty cool.
Yeah,
he was like one of these kind of guys who kind of like found his place now coming out of that. Like he kind of got some attention and stuff. Well,
he's
that.
in a lot of fucking movies.
He is, but he wasn't kind of like didn't have like a knownness to him across the board, like in a way.
But he's still noticeable. He's in a lot of A-list movies. He's everywhere.
Yeah.
He was Black Mass.
He's like Michael Rooker 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He ain't no Rooker. Fuck him.
Fair enough.
Hellboy.
Quantum of Solace.
Mary Poppins.
Hellboy.
Can we get Michael Rooker and Hellboy somehow?
Oh, have me as Hellboy.
We want to play Abe? You
play
Abe?
Okay, no, I'm
play
Hellboy.
Fish?
I'll be Hellboy.
Fair enough. Next.
Well, Ron Perlman isn't going to be Hellboy. He said he's not doing this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're saying that this guy Dan
David Harbour.
I wasn't supposed to be on fucking Hardwick.
All right, enough.
Sorry, Bill.
Go back to the green room. So he's going to be Hellboy in this, and they're going to go for a darker tone, more like the comics. Although the comics aren't completely like dark and super straight serious,
right?
They do have more of a darker tone. Grab me a beer too, there, buddy. They do have a darker kind of like seriousness to them, whereas the movies ended up kind of almost becoming like campy-ish, kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You never really were kind of like, oh, this is going to get bloody, or can I bring kids to this? It was pretty safe.
No, it was about the one-liners with the fights and all
absolutely.
that stuff.
You know. So they're going to try and give this a go. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, and it's being written by Andrew Cosby and Christopher Golden.
That's Bill Cosby's nephew.
Well, yeah. Andrew Cosby was created Eureka on Sci-Fi.
Okay, he's got some cred.
Yeah, some cred. And it's directed by Neil Marshall, who people know from The Descent.
Fucking A, that's awesome.
That's what
I'm a big Neil Marshall fan.
A couple of the articles I saw about
Doomsday.
That's
really good sci-fi film. Centurion, which was a really good medieval movie. Centurion. It was like a medieval
armor and shit. Swords.
Romp.
Yeah.
Medieval romp.
Yeah, and done some great TV work. He's worked on Game of Thrones, Constantine, Hannibal, and Westworld.
So he's handled effects and weirdness and stuff like that. So it sounds like a good fit, man.
And to all my horror fans, Dog Soldiers, which is a really good werewolf movie.
Actually, it's one of those ones I've always kind of want to check out. I've heard a lot about that.
I'll bring you to you next week.
All right, one week at a time. One movie a week, all right?
I don't have it with me now.
Damn it. Okay, so Deadpool is coming in cartoon form.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard this.
To FXX.
Yes, FXX.
And they're going to have it like an adult show. Like it's going to be for grown-ups. It's going to be on later at night. And they got...
Well, this is the porn version of FX, right? That's why the extra X?
That's one more X. That's coming. That's in the development, though. As soon as they think
that'll be the day after Rupert Murdoch actually dies.
Right. As soon as they think America could handle it, and it won't get too crazy.
Yeah. Well, because you remember when they decided, FX is going to be for dramas, and FXX is going to be for comedies. So they moved every comedy over there. Mm-hmm. Except Louis, because he said, fuck you.
Right. He said, no, I'm in the middle. Now what do you do? And you're like, we don't know. We'll leave you as you are. But, so, like, it's going to be, I mean, I don't want to use it for exactly the same kind of thing, but much like they do Archer, and it's going to fit in that brow. And they got Donald Glover's involved. Yeah. From Atlanta, and what was the
new Lando.
Mm-hmm. He's a new Lando, and he was on Community. And he's got nerd cred up the wazoo. Yep. So I almost want to know where like this, if this was like his pitch and it became a project out of him kind of having this idea and wanting to do it, or if kind of like it got kicked over to him.
He and his brother Steven are going to write, executive produce, and showrun. So like this is their project.
Their baby. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
Good for you, Donald.
And next one makes me want to say just drock it.
Mm-hmm.
Judge Dredd.
Another comic book to TV.
Is now this one's kind of I don't know if it's produced in house or it's just produced like they don't have a network yet lined up or something like that, but it's going gangbusters full steam ahead on a Judge Dredd TV series. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am the law.
Thank God we're getting away from that. Oh, if we could only burn out. It looked that Stallone Judge Dredd looks good when it doesn't move. When it's just a static image of him in the helmet.
Yes.
You know, I'm like, got it.
That's a badass image.
I'm like, you got it. You got it.
Yeah, that was. I mean, when I first saw the picture, I think probably in Wizard magazine or maybe even Starlog. When they
most
showed
likely.
When they first showed us Stallone as Judge Dredd, I was like,
well, they spent a lot of money at the time on this movie.
It's so terrible.
So it just ended up being a flop because it was like overdone.
And poor Armand Asante.
You know what's funny?
You don't like him on the
Why the hell would Rob Schneider be in that friggin' movie?
Well, that's,
You know
well,
what I
they
mean?
ran out of money. Once you pay Stallone and you do all that good-looking practical stuff, building all those sets and vehicles and armors.
Here's the thing: they had 3 fire effects, and you could see them reuse the same
No
effects
way.
over and over
No.
again.
Like the only
Like-
redeeming element of that film is Diane Lane in stretch pants. That's
See,
it.
And who
That
remembered?
is it.
And besides Jay, who remembered
Yeah,
that?
but you know what's funny? There are a lot of parallels and similarities between the Stallone Judge Dredd and Demolition Man.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's hysterical how one just doesn't work
Because
on any level, and the other one is actually okay.
Well,
because that's what they did. They probably went in there to pitch me and said, "Let's make this like Demolition Man." That worked. We'll
Yeah.
put some comedy in it, and it just didn't fly.
yeah.
The Carl Urban Dredd. That's what you need to watch.
There you go.
Over and over
And
again,
that's,
if possible.
and that's the real impetus for this. This is going to be from guys involved with that movie. Whereas
Right.
at one point it was like, oh, could they get a sequel? Oh, pardon me, this is beer. I'm allergic.
I don't know where with that.
So it was like a thing where it's like, oh, is a sequel going to come to that? And this kind of formed out of that. You know what I mean?
I'm glad that Stallone.
I
never
hope
made
it
a
ends up
sequel to it.
someplace where we're going to get something raw.
Well, it flopped
Netflix.
too.
Well,
when it came out.
for this series, I'm hoping we get something that's completely
yeah.
in that level.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be full on. It's not going to really hold back. Mega City 1, I think, is what.
No, they really got to. If they're gonna do Judge Dredd right, they got to do it dead on serious.
Yeah.
They can't be playing around.
I said to somebody at work, I'm like, it's almost a thing. Like, if you do it actually really right, like,
you got
Judge Dredd himself is really not that interesting. Like, you have to have.
you have to suck people into this world.
Yeah, in the world, and his partner, like Anderson or whoever, you're really going to have them be like the characters.
Yeah.
Which they're not even really in the comics because it's all European, like, and it's short kind of runs. It's like 16-page short stories almost.
Well, because a lot of it was
You know what it needs? Michael Rooker.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Judge Rooker.
Plenty of room in there for him.
Well, also,
It's a big town.
a lot of Judge Dredd was just segments in 2000 AD, so
Right.
it was parts of a larger magazine.
Right. And I've sampled a lot of these newer. They always kind of, like a lot of these publishers, they'll have, hey, here's a new run of Judge Dredd. Here's what's going on now. And I'm like, I pick it up. I can't get into it. I never really got into the older stuff.
Prepare to be judged.
You ain't kidding. I shouldn't even say that out loud. All right.
Yeah.
Some's got to keep feeding
You see
Michael
me coming, you
Rooker
better run,
hard
boy.
liquor so he passes out in the green room, please.
All right.
Where's
so,
my firecracker Oreo?
All right. So,
We got to hunt those down.
all right, Mania Stations. The next one here, Ed's got it. It's TV shows have been canceled.
Yes, so the upfronts are coming.
So crazy. I didn't know that they do this. TV shows were canceled?
Yep.
Like all of them?
No, not all of them.
All right, fair enough.
Just the ones that no one watches.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
So the upfronts are coming next week.
Right.
And, the big major broadcast networks are cutting, slashing, and making room for the new shows.
Yeah.
So there are 51 shows on this list. This is from
Holy
TV
shit,
by the
that's a
numbers.
lot.
Now, this is I'll do the broadcast first, and then we'll do cable and
All
streaming.
right, you ready?
These are
We
just
got to
all
plow through these babies.
Okay.
these are shows that have been canceled
All right.
since the fall.
Right.
Can we do this in 60 seconds?
All right, so Two Broke Girls,
Trash.
American Crime,
Trash.
American Gothic,
Trash.
APB,
Trash.
Aquarius,
What the hell's that?
The Blacklist Redemption,
Trash.
Brain Dead,
Trash.
The Catch,
Trash.
Celebrity Name Game,
Fucking trash.
Conviction,
Trash.
Doubt,
Trash.
Dr. Ken,
Trash.
Emerald City,
Trash.
Oh.
Frequency,
Trash, boy.
Imaginary Mary,
Trash.
What is that? Go on.
Last Man Standing,
Trash.
Really? That was getting good.
Making
He's dead
History,
now.
Trash.
Notorious,
Never heard of it. Trash.
No Tomorrow,
Trash.
Pitch,
Trash.
Trash.
Powerless,
Trash.
Trash.
The Real O'Neills,
Trash.
Trash.
Fuck that show, Rosewood,
Trash.
Secrets and Lies,
Oh, okay.
Is
That
that
was
a
no
Mike
secret.
Lee film?
Sleepy Hollow,
Trash.
Dead.
Son of Zorn,
Trash.
Yay.
time after time,
Trash boy.
you the jury.
Trash O'Hare.
So those are all on the broadcast networks. Let's go to cable and streaming.
Okay.
Aftermath.
Trash.
Any Given Wednesday.
Garbage.
Blunt Talk.
Garbage.
Brad Neely's Hargnallen Sclopio Pipio.
Fuck you for that title.
I want to know more.
Eyewitness.
Yeah.
Girl Meets World.
Oh.
Good Girls Revolt. Guilt.
Trash.
Impastor.
Trash.
Incorporated.
Trash.
Poor Michael,
Trash.
Michael Rosenbaum.
The Nick.
Trash.
What? Trash. Trash.
Trash.
Loosely Exactly Nicole.
Trash.
What?
Man Seeking Woman.
Trash.
What?
Marco Polo.
Trash.
Aw.
Mary plus Jane.
Trash.
$1 Million Extreme presents World Peace.
What?
Wow.
you.
They canceled World Peace. Murder.
I'm not surprised.
Murder in the First.
Horrible idea.
Not Safe with Nikki Glazer.
The fuck are these shows, man?
I don't know.
The O'Reilly Factor.
I have a feeling a lot of these are on E.
He can go fuck.
Yay.
He can go fuck himself.
Right factor.
Outsiders.
Yeah.
Salem.
Trash pony boy.
And Sweet Vicious.
They canceled both Outsiders shows. Remember there was a
Michael
show.
Rooker's gonna remake The Outsiders. We'll do it for Johnny, man. We'll do it for Johnny, boy.
This is fucking greasers.
Pony Boy.
But yeah, they had the TV show for that back in the days too. Anyway, all right. So we got more.
No, that's
thank God. Okay,
that's
we're
also
done.
far. Well,
Also
the
far.
one. No. Well, I mean that's all as of right now.
Oh, okay, fair
Yeah.
enough.
The one show I will point out, just because it is timeless.
No, yeah, I saw this too.
Yes.
They did an about face, got canceled, and then 24 hours later they brought it back.
They changed their mind.
They changed their mind.
I didn't see this.
Yes. This is breaking
wow.
news.
I'm
it
in
really is. It
trouble.
really is this morning. And a lot of it turns out it was like from like a fan outcry, which I'm surprised. I guess it was really on the bubble for NBC. Like it was really close to staying, and they were like, screw it. And then enough people pushed the needle or tweeted at the right people.
Or screamed on YouTube and cried.
Wow.
That's it. You know.
So this is interesting because I don't usually talk about my job here, but at my job, my supervisor.
You do something besides the podcast?
Yes. Yeah, my day
No.
job. The stuff that I actually make money
No. I burped while I said no. Sorry.
from.
I can't.
Well,
drink
you're
beer
a
on the
male
show.
prostitute, right? Huh?
What?
No.
What?
Well, we're all big boys here. We can say that.
You think what you will.
You don't get paper cuts?
No. So my
It takes, I know that one took a while.
Okay,
That one
so
took a little
whereas
while.
basically, my boss is a huge Timeless fan,
Mm-hmm.
and he and I have sort of had a build a friendship over talking about that show.
Okay.
And when I told him it was canceled, and he learned about it from me,
He was like, I got nothing to talk to you about anymore. Goodbye.
He became yes,
Yes, basically.
yes. Those were his exact words. Actually.
Like, what do we talk about now? Right?
Yeah.
That kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I can see that.
And then when I told him Pitch was canceled, which I don't watch, but he does, he actually left the room.
he was like,
which
this
is-
fucking guy keeps bringing me nothing but bad news.
Which is very hard because there are 200 people in that room.
like, where do you go? How do you leave the room? Fair enough. But yeah, well, you have good news for him on Monday now.
Yes.
You guys can be friends again.
Yes.
Timeless and NBC is coming back. So, all right, cool, very cool. But now you have what is this now? Next thing in here.
Oh, okay, yeah. So there's a yes.
Because you just threw this in. You didn't get approval or fill out paperwork.
Well, we don't have to talk this, but there's a list of all the new shows that are coming to the 5 major networks.
Okay, every new show coming to
Yeah.
ABC, CBS, CW, Fox, and NBC.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go. I just want to go through 2 main shows, which are Inhumans
Cash.
on ABC,
Okay.
which is what we've talked about, the big Marvel show.
Yeah, but there's nothing new. There's nothing new to kind of break
and,
down.
another that became official this week on the CW is Black Lightning.
Yeah, I thought that. Well, okay. I thought that was kind of official already.
Yeah, well, I mean, the CW had
Locked in.
Well, they
It's-
purchased the pilot from Fox.
Yeah,
Um.
but that
Yeah, but now they actually said official, and it's going to be a mid-season replacement.
Okay,
so it's
they
gonna
kind of
be-
gave it a slot.
Yeah, it's
okay.
coming in January.
Cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that because that's what I need. I need another superhero show
Yes.
on CW.
Yes.
Just please, God, like whatever the thing is that makes you
So I said
different
that-
as a show, just stick with it. Just ride it out. Don't turn into all the other
Right.
crap.
So now what do we got? We got Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays,
Yeah, they're gonna have every day of the week.
Friday, right?
Yeah, but I think what they're gonna do too is they're gonna be able to now put this into somebody's break time, one of these shows is off for a while, they'll slap this in mid-season kind of a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's not like,
Oh, so it's not going to be running alongside these shows. It's going to be like
swapping in and out.
Swapping in just to keep the whole superhero mentality going.
Right.
Yeah, my guess, and this is complete conjecture on my part, is that probably Supergirl, Flash, and Arrow will have full seasons, and then you'll have like Legends of Tomorrow for the first half of the season and Black Lightning for the second half.
I got you. They'll break it up like that.
Yeah.
I could see that. Because that's the thing. It's just that they're just, as much as they don't want to, they just have to, because that's where they're making their money.
Yeah.
They probably really don't want to be a superhero network, but
I'm sorry.
shit turns around. Now here you are.
Yeah, is this another one done by Berlanti?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they did it for Fox. Fox didn't want it, and then so CW picked it up.
So I got to make a mental note to get on his friend list.
Yeah, start calling him up. Like, hey, pal.
How you doing, buddy? You got a couple bucks?
Yeah, got a couple of dollars.
Oh, this is interesting. I'm reading the article about Timeless.
Yeah.
It says it's been renewed, but it's going to air in
China?
late spring or summer of 2018.
Oh.
So it's not going to be part of the fall schedule.
Right.
It's going to be a fill-in show.
Yeah, and that's what I think always stinks when they do that shit. Like, okay, we're gonna bring back this show for like a half season, or we're gonna give it like this kind of like dead zone. Like, why?
But
if a show is barely holding on where you have it and it's on the bubble, and then you finally bring it back, why are you gonna start stacking the chips against it?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Because they don't know what to do with it. They have no faith in it.
Well, because that's the thing. It's a show that they probably like.
Yeah.
Like, the reason it had good ratings.
Yeah.
But it's one of those shows that's very expensive to produce.
Oh, yeah. It's pluses and minuses.
That's where, like, you needed to have those higher ratings to justify it. So
No, and I get that. But what I'm saying is, like, when they kind of put these shows on the bubble and they're like, okay, we'll bring it back for a little while, but let's change the time slot. Let's fucking flip the apple cart so that people who are a show that's barely surviving, but we want to survive, really has now even less of a chance because we're gonna just mix up everybody and confuse everybody.
Well, no, I think you're putting it in a place where there's a lower bar,
Sure.
so they don't have to do as well to succeed. So let's give them easier circumstances.
Well, I hope that they're
and hope
cognizant.
that lets them flourish.
I hope that they're cognizant of it so that when it comes in at a low number, they're not like, oh, what's going on? Well, Dick, it's also like you moved it too.
Jason, I didn't hear that. Do you want to repeat it?
I said play Freebird, Bob.
I got a little lost in my guitar for a second.
We ain't got time for Freebird.
And you guys were really into it.
I thought I was being the mean teacher there. I apologize.
That's all right.
We want to share with the class.
That's all right. Time.
Cash. Well, speaking of cash and trash, we watched some trailers, and we were doing trash and cash. I was trying to swing it into like trailer of the week. So let's just see what happens here.
I thought we decided, but okay.
I don't know. Did we decide?
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, I was up for Kill Switch, and then everyone else said Blade Runner 2049.
Exactly.
So that's not a decision. That's just split down the middle.
No. So my vote is equal to everybody else's.
Well, because I thought the kind of thing of saying trailer of the week is like, well, we could all like be more unanimous.
I think what Bill's trying to say is that we really didn't get
a consensus.
A consensus. It was more like everyone just kind of put their opinions out there, and we just kind of left it there.
It was probably the flaw in my plan.
Yeah.
Because it was what it comes down to, really, now that I think about it, is because I want to do like something that was a little bit more like, oh, well, this is obviously the standout. But when there's like three really good ones, we could easily be divided on it.
This is true.
So that's probably the thing. Like, I'm still sitting here saying, yeah, those are great, but I liked Wonder Woman best of all. Like, so to that point,
that's true.
Maybe these are just, it's trailer trash. So in a way, but
I mean,
my favorite was Wonder Woman from this week. Even rewatching those.
Yeah.
What about, so for you, what was this? We'll just go around. What was the standout out of all those? We watched a whole bunch. But
Yeah, I'll name drop what happened this week. So we got a new It trailer, an It teaser. The Terminator 2 Judgment Day is coming out in 3D.
I don't even know why you're mentioning that. Trash.
Cars 3.
All right. You watched 25 trailers, Ed. We watched, I think, 3.
Yeah.
So which 3 or 4 did we really watch? We watched
Kill Switch,
right,
which is the new Dave Stevens movie,
which is a trailer worth watching.
Yes,
check it out. It's kind of crazy. It does some first-person perspective stuff. So whether you're into that or not, that works for you.
Well, it seems like the movie is going to be about they connect for a power supply to an alternate Earth
or something.
Shit. And they end up pulling stuff from that Earth into this Earth along with the power that they're grabbing.
Right.
And someone ends up having to go over there because some shit that starts going on between the two.
Right.
And that's when it kind of takes first-person perspective, at least
based
on what the trailer shows.
Well, because it seems like the hook is that, like, basically the reason for the first-person perspective is because they strap a camera on his head as he goes over there so they can view it. So I guess that's where we get the first-person perspective from. It's supposed to be like a camera-mounted thing.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's all of that.
No, but it
mm-hmm.
kind of feels like it might be bookended with, like, normal shot stuff.
Okay.
That's the way. Well, that's the way. Like, I'm thinking of how that probably breaks down in reality, or it's intermittent where they break it up with flashbacky shit,
right?
Yeah.
Which would be good because I think that's what that shit needs sometimes is a way to break it up.
Right. I'm hoping that this director's seen Hardcore Henry and realized, okay, you can't do a full movie in that perspective, but you can use it. Yeah. And then he's hopefully using it more tastefully.
Yeah,
you know?
I think it's one of those things like
it is overkill in Hardcore Henry. As cool as the idea is.
Yeah, I just think it's a thing where it's like after some time, it's hard to stay in it and not feel like you're in the middle of a thing. But you know, it's like found footage. Like I think like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's one of these kinds of things. I don't know.
It's been beat to death, found footage movies.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's a rare thing for it to work anymore.
From what I got from the trailer, it looked very independent with some decent effects.
Yeah, a lot of CG stuff, but looked pretty well done.
But I'll see it because it's science fiction, and I'll give.
You're just a whore like that.
Yeah, I'm just a whore like that. So I'll see it. I don't know if I'm going to run out to the theater and see it. We'll see.
But you'll consume it at some point.
Yes.
Yeah, so that means you're definitely seeing Blade Runner in 2049.
Absolutely, I'm cashing that right now.
Yeah.
Cash.
Yeah.
Cash.
Cash.
And this trailer actually makes the first movie makes more sense after watching this trailer for the second movie.
I don't know if that's true. I really don't know if that's true. I feel like it was very, I want to use big words about confusion.
I saw the original movie so long ago, and honestly, it wasn't a big deal to me, that movie.
Yeah.
I always loved that movie.
Yeah.
It's one of these
I'll
movies
sit and
where,
talk
like,
about that all the time.
Yeah.
It sits on a level where it's like it's dense in a way where it's like it's sparse but dense at the same time. So either that works and settles with you, or it doesn't, or you catch things and you don't. And I feel like this is more of the same shit. Mm-hmm. So there you are.
Well, like in film school,
right.
Like Blade Runner is like the height of special effects. Everything visually, it's groundbreaking. The problem with it is, as a movie, it doesn't really hold together well. Yeah, in my opinion,
it's not just special effects though to look at. It's set design. It's
that's what I'm saying.
Art direction. You know, it's that kind of thing.
The whole production design, and because you really see that's where Ridley Scott comes from.
Hey, the best dialogue in that movie is an ad lib. Okay, the Rutger Hauer line where he's like, like tears and rain.
I think it's I love that film. I've always loved it before it became cool to love it.
Although
I grew up watching that.
Fair enough.
Depending on which of the 5 versions of that movie watch, that line is utterly destroyed by the voiceover the clunky voiceover that immediately follows it.
Right, cancels it out. I think right. I think is that the thing. It kind of like says something that kind of like
basically Harrison Ford describes what he thinks Rutger Hauer's character was feeling in that moment, as if the audience didn't just experience it with him.
Well, I like film noir, and I like the fact that it was a science fiction film noir.
Oh, yeah.
So the narration has its it has its credits in certain areas, but I agree with Ridley Scott and Harrison Ford where I don't think it should have been in there.
No.
So I think it's a better film without it. Mm-hmm. That's my
fair enough.
That's my verdict.
That's your 2 cents.
That's my 2 cents. Okay.
That's your 2 drachma.
But this looks really cool.
I don't know. I couldn't think of any other coins.
I mean, it's nice to see Ryan Gosling finally.
Rupees.
There you go.
It's nice to see Ryan Gosling finally
getting a movie,
doing a genre movie instead
He's
of
doing nothing. He's standing around and looking mopey. That's like his one trait.
You don't classify murder by numbers in the horror section in a horror movie.
Was that the one he did with Anthony Hopkins?
No, that's the one he did with Sandra Bullock, one of his first movies.
I'm sure
he was banging her at the time.
I'm sure he did something for Canadian TV.
You want a trip? You want to see like the real Ryan Gosling that he's never gotten back to? Go check out Young Hercules.
Oh, okay.
What is that? A TV show?
It was a 5-day-a-week TV show he did.
Good times
in the 90s.
I kind of remember that.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in the Mickey Mouse Club with Timberlake and Britney Spears and those people?
Mm-hmm. Yes, he was in that too.
You're a fucking horrible person. All right, fair enough. Okay, so all right, it's You can tell which way we're all leaning for these trailers, but I don't know. I wasn't really feeling Blade Runner. I've always kind of been underwhelmed in general sense by Blade Runner. Like, looks cool, but the story never really grabbed me in any particular way. Some great performances and like some high moodiness. That,
well, Bill, you got to be wrong sometime in your life.
You know
you
what?
are now.
You know what? Looking at the way it stacks up, Jay, I feel like every now and then I should be right because
I made.
Earlier when we were talking about which one we're going to do, I was saying Blade Runner because I figure that's the one that everyone's going to want us to be talking about.
Right.
But at the end of the day, if you're asking me which of these trailers I like the best, I'm with Bill.
Yeah. Right.
You know, so
I feel like the Wonder Woman. Like if I had to,
yeah, it's a well done trailer. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's looking like it's going to be a really good movie.
Yeah, it does look good. I still pick Blade Runner, but I think
Yeah.
I hope DC does at least one good movie because there's a lot of stuff going around.
Wait. I think
it's possible.
You think? I think
it's possible.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I disagree. I think Man of Steel was good.
All they got to do is basically just take what Marvel did with Captain America's origin and apply it to her story, to her origin story.
I mean,
more or less.
But better,
Fair enough.
But better because Captain America was okay. Like it was okay. It felt like paint by numbers a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's back when they were still doing a little bit of the lighter budgets.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
this feels like they're trying hard for some really strong action sequences.
James Louisiana wants Jay to know he forgot to put in his email, but fuck you.
So there you go.
Thank you.
So there you go. So just now you feel a little better.
Fuck you too, all right?
You feel
you don't fucking like it too fucking bad.
That's Bob's imitation of me.
That's me doing fucking Brooklyn, all right? Fuck you, eh?
You know what? I'm going to give James a personal fuck you in the chat room. How about that?
There you go.
Just so he feels special.
There you go.
How about this? Fuck everybody, all right?
All right.
Dear,
You don't have to bark at
Pass the fucking lube.
All
Dear
right,
James.
all right.
I think we should move on.
Well, I'd like to. I'm thinking about it. So, with that, let's jump into the section we call Meanwhile. Meanwhile, Ed saw a movie. He called us The Wall.
The Wall.
The Wall.
Yes.
If I'd have known, I would have prepared some Pink Floyd.
There you go.
With Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Whoever that is.
And John Cena.
I heard of him.
Yes.
And
Aaron Taylor Johnson was Kick-Ass and Quicksilver in the Avengers movies.
Oh, that kid. Okay,
Yes.
he's finally doing some stuff.
Godzilla.
Okay. He's in that too.
Yes.
All right.
In fact, I like to think of this movie as a prequel to Godzilla.
Is he still trying to grow a mustache?
No, he's got like the full beard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well,
You're still trying to grow a mustache.
Yeah, I'm working it out.
Yeah,
I'm working it out. It takes me a couple months to get this.
Yeah, no, it's
I'm not lying.
takes place in Iraq in 2007.
Yes.
Towards
Is it based on a true story?
no.
Okay, fair enough.
No. It's directed by Doug Liman, who has done everything, but mostly people know him from Edge of Tomorrow and the first Bourne movie.
Very good.
Swingers.
Swingers, yeah.
Going back a bit.
But there's only 3 characters in this whole movie.
I like it.
The
tight budget.
Yes. The story takes place in Iraq in 2007. 2 soldiers scoping out a construction site get trapped by a sniper.
Yes.
And it's one of them Aaron Taylor Johnson's character gets trapped behind a crumbling brick wall.
Right. It's about 6 feet high, maybe, about 15 feet long.
Yeah.
It's like this piece of a wall.
Yeah.
And so he's just pinned down there for a while.
Yes.
And
that's where most of the action takes place. And it's a big psychological thriller. It's but the thing that's interesting is he never stops. Even as dire as this situation is, he never stops trying to work his way out of it. And that's the thing I find interesting about this movie.
What, that the main character didn't give up? You get that in every movie.
Oh,
I'm sorry to burst your bubble.
I thought we were talking about The Flash for a second.
No, well, he didn't mention anything about a pep talk by the wall.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, no, but I mean, but it's also for a war movie. The fact that there's only 3 characters.
Okay.
All played by Tom Cruise, by the way.
And it's got one gut punch of an ending.
Oh, I like me a good gut punch.
Yeah. But it's,
I feel like sometimes if it's a good gut punch, it was all worth it.
Yep.
Like if the movie sucked, but the end was like good like that, like oh, I didn't see that coming. Smart. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes the entire movie better.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's contextual, but other times it's like okay, I just feel like that was worth it. That was like kind of what you were waiting to get us towards, like you know.
Yeah, and I think it's a good exercise. Anyone interested in filmmaking to see what you can do with restrictions.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
You get John Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? He's got a SAG card? Oh, we got to pay a minimum.
Damn.
All right.
We're going to have him on the ground playing dead for 2/3 of this.
Can Northern Canada possibly look like Iraq? Can we make that happen?
How much you got to pay somebody when they say 5 words? Right. That's how it goes.
Exactly.
So
Speaking
of people who have a hard time acting, Jay saw King Arthur with. You got to give it a rating.
Yeah, I'm going to give this 3.5 American Tacos.
3.5.
Yes.
That's a pretty good rating. That's a little bit more.
You know, that's not the only film to have a limited cast for a war film. Lee Marvin and Toshiro Mifune did it in the 60s called Hell in the Pacific.
Ooh, okay.
Which was very loosely remade as Enemy Mine with...
Yeah, but that's before 1981, and everybody knows movies didn't count.
That's
before that.
a load of horse shit, but all right.
Well,
I'm just making sure.
In my mind, movies don't count from 1981. Most of them sucked.
I feel like
that's probably
me and
more
Bob
true.
are representing the old fogies.
Well, that's probably what Bob said. It's probably
how many times can you see like what was it? John Cusack movie, Summer something, where he's.
One Crazy Summer?
One Crazy Summer. Yeah. You know, it's like...
Well,
dude,
it's like Ed said to me. He goes, every
it's
movie...
the same movie. They did. I'm sorry. They did all the same movies. It was just like they changed the weather.
Right.
That was it.
There's about 40 of those movies.
Yeah. It was like, how many different ski lodge movies were there? Okay. With guys competing down the slopes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
starring Lee Majors.
Then it was, jet skis or whatever, boats.
Right.
You know, in the summer.
Ski Patrol. I saw that. That was good. So. I remember those two guys. They were in like a bunch of movies together.
Yeah.
But Ed made the great point to me one day. He was talking about something else. He was like, it's one of those things. Like, they gotta go save the rec center or some shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's like every movie back then. Like we have to kind of rally up, do this thing to save this building.
Yeah.
Whether we live in it or not, like the pool hole, whatever. This kind of shit.
Band of the Hand. Remember the Band of the Hand?
Oh, that's a good movie, man. Directed by Starsky himself, Paul Michael Glaser.
No Hutch.
Hutch? No, Hutch is...
no, we're not watching it then.
Was too busy slapping his girlfriends around.
Yeah, and trying to like save his music career.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably he was slapping him.
Play that as the outro.
Oh, God.
All right, no more singing from you. Okay, can we get back to business here?
No.
Jay.
Yes.
If you're done interrupting other people.
All
right. King Arthur.
And the Legend of the Sword.
The Sword. It's like that, huh? Mixed emotions.
Yeah. Well,
Guy Ritchie directed.
Yeah, which he shouldn't
starring
have.
Charlie Hunnam.
I believe those are the two things they shouldn't have done.
Put those guys on some other project.
Look, I like Guy Ritchie. I like the fact that he makes really good British gangster movies. I mean, we all love Lock, Stock, and Snatch and Rock and Roller. Those are good movies, and he's good. But his quirky style does not work in the Dark Ages. No, not at all.
Okay.
Movie started off good. It actually has a really nice 10-minute opening. But then it goes back to when it goes 20 years later where, Arthur is like 20-something. Mm-hmm. And then it starts doing that Snatch thing, quirky scenarios and, like quick edits and stuff like that. And it just doesn't work. It worked in Sherlock Holmes because, Sherlock Holmes is a quirky character, or they made him a quirky character, with Robert Downey Jr. in it. It doesn't work for a King Arthur film.
Right.
Because I'm a huge fan of Mallory's Le Morte d'Arthur. I loved that story.
Yeah. Is Charlie Hunnam too pretty for a Guy Ritchie movie?
You know what? It's not that he's terrible. You know what I mean? He's got a good physique on him, and I can understand why they would think he would have made a good Arthur. Mm-hmm. But I think,
he's
again,
blonde.
It's misdirected, and he's not that great of an actor to do it. You know what I mean? You really needed somebody with some... Shakespearean chops. But then again, this isn't like Shakespeare. This is Guy Ritchie adapting Mallory, and it doesn't work. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's some nice things about it. It looks good. There were some things to like, but it's not a very good film.
So what you're saying,
can't recommend it.
So what you're saying, Jay, is it's
Very good. Now go into David Soul.
If I'm lucky, someone has snuck into the Library of Congress, taken all the sheet music for all his stuff, and destroyed it.
No offense to Guy Ritchie, but go back to British gangster films. I think that's where you're.
Give it a number.
Give it a number.
3 is a recommendation.
No. This is just about 2, and that's being 2 American Tacos, and that's only because I really liked the first 10 minutes and a couple of things in the end.
All right.
That's it.
So maybe see it at home with someone if you're kind of sort of forced.
If you're a fan, if you're a fan of the material, see it. But I warned you.
Hoofda. All right. So there's that.
Okay.
So I watched some things this week, but the one I was going to bother, I just watched it like earlier today. A couple people were telling me, "Oh, check it out." 13 Reasons Why on Netflix. I only watched the first episode, but it's got a really interesting setup, and I think it could be pretty cool. I was about to dismiss it as just kind of like a regular, it's a teens in high school thing, and it's really not. So you kind of jump back and forth in time, but basically the gist is that this one girl who's got some friends or whatever, she's committed suicide, and after the fact, she left behind some tapes, and on these tapes, she's gonna go through all the people that basically kind of in events, I think, that pushed her to eventually kill herself. So it's a little bit of a mystery. Like, you don't know how she did it or really why she did it yet as a viewer. And so this one kid gets this package of tapes, and he's got no idea why she's saying that, like, so every side, there's 13 sides on these cassette tapes. Every side is dedicated to one person. So if you're listening to this, like, yeah, I'm going to get to you at some point. You know what I mean? And obviously somebody, left these for this kid. Somebody else is helping. You know what I mean? Right. So it's a little mystery kind of a thing. But the kid, the main character, is played by this kid, Dylan Minnette, who you probably won't know by name, but you've seen him in a kind of bunch of things. He's one of these baby-faced actors where he's probably
the name
like
actually
35.
Rang a faint bell for some reason.
Yeah, like if you looked him up, you'd recognize him. He's just one of these kids who's been in everything.
This is based on a book, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Sounds a little like, the teenage movie of the week meets Clue.
A little bit. Like, I could see how, like, somebody like ABC Family could have picked this up and turned it into like one of these really kind of glossy things, but they wouldn't, because it's about suicide at its core, really. Although they don't go hard into it too hard yet. Right. But so this is like a step up from that stuff. It seems pretty smart, kind of well done. It's only a few times I was kind of like, that's a bit of a stretch, but it's pretty good. It's got me locked in, and I got some recommendations on it from a few people, and both of them were like, they had finished the season, and they were like, oh, it's definitely, like, it gets pretty good at the end, try not to give it away too much. So I was digging it. Worth checking out the first episode and seeing if you feel it. So that's like a recommendation from me. So I'm going to give it 3 because I just started it. Right. Can't really rate the whole series off episode 1. But I give episode 1 on its own like 3.5. So it's a strong recommendation from me on that. 13 Reasons Why on Netflix.
Yeah. One thing I don't usually open the docs and put anything in there. So
what do you got?
Well, I was just thinking, I had just heard that the Tom Cruise movie, the time travel movie that he did.
Edge of Tomorrow?
Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah. Why are they making a sequel?
You didn't like Edge of Tomorrow?
I thought it was pretty good. We saw it, but
your point is kind of like that it ended.
Yeah. It's like, and it's like not a whole lot.
Well,
I mean, there wasn't deep enough to me to warrant a sequel.
It wasn't didn't do very well domestically, but it had a huge audience overseas, and that's one movie that critics thought
was a sad case that it didn't get the love.
Yeah, So yeah, they are bringing it back, and what's funny is a lot of people blame the title for why. Because people were confused, they thought it was a different movie.
The thing is, the original title was fucking
All You Need Is Kill.
All You Need Is Kill. So that was never gonna make. Yeah. That was never gonna make it.
Well, actually, on DVD they changed the name to
Live, Die, Repeat.
Live, Die, Repeat,
which was the marketing campaign on the on the buses and everything. A lot of people thought that was the name of the movie, Live, Die, Repeat, which is a better name. Overall,
actually, Edge of Tomorrow sounds like a soap opera fucking series.
Welcome to the Edge of Tomorrow.
Well, you know what? If they made a sequel to Highlander, Come on.
that's it, right? That's the subtitle.
Don't make exactly.
Yeah. I'm willing to see that. But they've announced the title for that, which I think is a mistake.
Yeah, I don't recall what it is.
Live, die, repeat, and repeat.
That's kind of stupid.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid.
Fuck that.
Yeah,
that's going to change.
It's got to change.
Tom won't allow that.
It should be the edge of the day after tomorrow. That's what it should be.
Yes.
Right? I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm.
And you know it's got to start like right at the end of the first one. Like that's how I feel.
Right.
Like you got to start this loop over again. Like it's not that the first time
Well,
didn't
you
count.
know, have the chat room do that as a chat game. You know,
Let's not
name
give them more
Edge of
work.
Tomorrow.
Can we please make? I just
show.
figured out how we could do this movie. It's got to be Dirty Jobs, the movie. Meets Groundhog Day.
Well, that just feels like life.
Pitch versus pitch.
That's just life.
I mean, because at this point, I think I'd be most entertained to see Tom Cruise getting his shit filthy,
narrated by
narrated by the man himself,
the guy from Dirty Jobs,
Mike Rowe.
Mike Rowe, yeah.
Mike Rowe.
Yeah. It's a job that anybody could do, and you can too. Mike Rowe.
But if you're willing to stand up to your neck in horse shit.
Well,
the cigar
with a thermometer.
Anyway, so I don't want to do that. I don't want to relive that. So where are we? We're at the chat game.
Chat game
review.
Chat game.
Let's go see what the
we should have
kids
some good
did.
ones by now.
I think if memory serves, Palmer's compiled a list.
Palmer, you screwed up.
Why? What did he do, buddy?
He put everything in again.
He put everything in.
No,
well, I did say to him like the best ofs.
Mm-hmm.
So at the very least, why is this really like literally everything?
I think so.
Okay, fair enough. We'll just run it down.
No, actually, no. I don't know.
Fuck it. You didn't
I'm probably
put
talking
everything
out of my ass. But okay.
Emphasis on the everything, not the put. The put sounds too aggressive, Palmer. I just want to let you know. The all caps on put. I didn't put everything in. It should just be. I didn't put everything in. It's a little less aggressive.
Just tell me, is the Smurfinator in there?
Probably. All right, Bob, don't interrupt with new ones. All right, here we go. Wesley Ryan Gaskins, Alien versus Smurf, Smurf versus Predator,
Desolation of Gargamel.
Yeah, I'm not going to drop on names on these. Full Smurf jacket,
50 Shades of Smurf,
Deep Smurf. I'm not even sure. Deep Throat. That could be Deep Dive. That could be anything.
Die Less for Smurf.
Smurfing in the Rain.
Fiddle Smurf on the Roof.
You put the okay, I see. Smurf on the hot tin roof is the next one.
Wet Hot American Smurf.
I like that. That's porn.
Oh, Palmer, you screwed up, man. You left the best one out.
Smurf Race 2050, Natural Born Smurf, Night of the Smurfing Dead,
Smurf Balls, A Smurf Apart, Army of Smurfness,
Smurfiana Smurf and the Smurf Skulls, Smurfiana, like Indiana. I got you. Okay. Save it for last. Because now I want to know what it is, but I want you to save it for last.
Smurf Busters.
Smurfette, the Warriors, Smurfess. Smurfess? I don't know.
The Day the Smurfs Ended.
Oh.
Yay.
Last Smurf on the left.
The Smurfs Have Eyes.
Smurf and the Tramp.
Smurfs of the Caribbean. Curse of the Black Smurf.
Planet of the Smurfs. Jay, what is the one that you noted?
I spit on your Smurf.
That's
Clint Thiel.
Is that like he just put it in though?
No, he put it in before.
Oh man,
that to me
that's pretty good. That might be the.
That should be the name of the show.
Deep. That's pretty deep. That's a good reach.
Friday the Smurfteenth.
There you go. Bobby got another one. See, I told you, the Smurf one just keeps on going.
You could put Smurfing anywhere.
They
use it as a verb, an adjective, a noun.
That's what I mean. They Smurf it up.
Yeah.
It gets all Smurfed up.
That was great.
It's Smurftastic.
It is. It's a real Smurfapalooza.
Smurfalicious time.
There you go. So, Jay. Yeah. I don't know if you're aware of this.
Uncle Jay.
Am I aware of what?
Emails? You're going to have to take a quiz, Jay. Jay, you were all like, man, we got to do Star Wars stuff. We got to do Star Wars. Bob, am I fucking talking? We got to do Star Wars stuff. So I got a quiz here. Because you're a big Star Wars guy, right?
I am, yes.
How deep does it run? You think you're pretty good?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty good.
You think you can handle some questions? Some quizzy? I got 5 questions.
All right, lay it on me.
Compiled from supposedly 2 really tough Star Wars quizzes.
Okay.
You think you can handle this?
Yeah, lay it on me.
And what?
If I don't know him, it means I got laid that day.
You can't use that as an excuse.
Yes, I can.
You can't. No,
Yes,
no,
I
because
can.
it's probably not true. Because it's probably not true.
All
You
right.
probably make it up.
But you realize every time you use that excuse, your nerd quotient goes down.
Yeah, good.
Because you're getting laid.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, no one's buying. No nerd is buying that. That's basically what it comes down to. And besides, I know you would watch these after she left anyway. You'd be like, "What am I gonna do now? I'll watch Star Wars."
Well, it's a good remedy.
Fair enough. I gotta cleanse the palate.
Soothes the heart.
I gotta cleanse the palate from that one.
What? You don't think Jay's the type to stay around and cuddle?
No, he is, but eventually they do leave. Is what I'm saying. Because even when you're cuddling,
Well, maybe
you're like,
by your experience.
well, yeah, well,
For every man's experience.
right.
So
There's a
they
certain
always get
amount-
up and leaves. Go ahead.
I mean, eventually, they have to go to work or something. Hopefully. All right. So, in what detention block was Princess Leia being held on the first Death Star?
Detention block AA23?
AA23. You got it.
Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Bob, there you go. Bob's musical director. He'll ring the bell. All right. So, I'll play the guitar, whichever.
Yeah, I played the bell. Thank you.
I like how a raspy Italian from Newark answers these questions.
All right, then, Raspy. What part of the second Death Star was targeted by Lando and Wedge in order to destroy it entirely? What did they?
What was
do?
it called?
Yeah. What part of the second Death Star was targeted by them?
What part of the second Death Star?
It's near the asshole.
Well, no, they were in the core.
The Sphinctus Maximus.
It was the it was called something.
It was you. What did you say first?
The core.
Yeah, it's a core.
It was the
The core is easy. The
power the power core. I don't know.
Because this is one of Lucas's made up terms. So I hope you like this one. It's the hypermatter core.
The hypermatter core.
Yeah.
Well, I get half at least because I said it was the core.
If you got hyper, I'd give you half.
It's better than using parsecs as speed.
Fair enough.
This is Bill knows all. This is not a math test, so there is no partial.
You know what? Lucas
That's
made
true.
that up
That's
like
true.
20 years after. He called it the hyper fucking core.
Right. That's from some interview. That's
Yeah,
not even in the
exactly.
movie. All right.
So
So
hyper core.
yeah, we'll call it that. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the name of the giant space slug the Millennium Falcon narrowly escapes on the asteroid? It comes like out of nowhere.
I did not know it had a name, so I'm going to get that wrong. I don't know it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It's known as an exogorth,
Exogorth. I did not know that.
which I
always called it the space slug.
well, that's what I called my penis.
In my memoir, it was a space slug.
Well, that's what most people I think call it. Here's another one. Who is the alien in Mos Eisley's cantina who initially doesn't like Luke?
Dr. Evison
No.
or Ponda Baba.
That's it. Ponda
Okay.
Baba.
Well, there's two people.
Yeah. They talk to each other. One of them
it's
says
a
it.
duo.
Yeah.
So whoever wrote that was wrong.
Well, that's fine and fair. That's possible too. Thank you.
Also known as Walrus Man if you grew up in the 70s and you had the action figure.
Right.
It was Walrus Man.
Yeah, that's how you describe his look.
Exactly.
Okay, and the last one here. What is the class and number of the Millennium Falcon?
The class number of the Millennium Falcon.
No. The class and number.
The class and
So I'll give you if you get a decent chunk of this because it is a little.
well, it's a
lengthy.
Carillion freighter. I don't know.
All right, it's a light freighter, and it's YT 1300. Then in parentheses, it's 492727 ZED.
Okay.
All right, so just I just want you to know.
All right.
All right, that you're still the official Star Wars guy as far as we go. All right. So I just want
good questions, but that somebody's like reading those technical manuals that they sell at fucking B. Dalton's or Walden.
Well, here's and
B.
these
Dalton's.
remember B. Dalton's.
B. Dalton's.
Yeah, that was like.
Let's hear it for B. Dalton's.
That's the place you went.
Let's remember B.
To
Dalton's.
make Walden books feel like cool guys.
Yeah.
Can we remember gimbals too?
No.
No. What about Corvettes?
Ooh. Wow.
About two guys.
McCrory's 5 and
McCrory's,
dime. The 5 and dime.
I've seen Corvette Summer. Does that count?
No, that's a movie.
Corvettes was like McCrory's.
That's a different quiz.
Corvettes was like Kmart.
Yeah. Oof,
That's a long time ago, though.
How about Consumers?
Oh, remember Consumers?
Where you had to go pick out what you wanted from the catalog.
You waited online to find out it was out of stock.
Yeah, and then it came out of a conveyor belt from behind in his window.
Right.
And make sure you got the serial number right, or they rang you up for something that you didn't want.
Right.
Because you made a mistake on that, and they were like,
it was so weird.
It was like they were pissed off at you. It was like, you know what? I'm not coming here again.
They didn't last very long.
No.
I remember Caldor.
Caldor, yeah. That's like what Target is now.
That shut down last week. I feel like Caldor. I think the Caldor was out here for a while.
It was about
25 years ago.
About 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a
while.
while.
Why do we remember? Then why do you remember?
Because it's now Target.
You shouldn't remember then.
No, because I remember my mom pulling me through that. I was 9.
I lived in that place. Caldor was. I thought that was my aunt's name.
Well, no, I lived in Kmart. That was my Kmart.
Say goodbye to that too. That's done.
The last one's closing, and my mother is devastated.
What are we gonna do? I don't know what we're gonna do.
Yeah, go to Kohl's.
Kohl's. It's all about the Kohl's.
I said that to her. She got very upset with me.
Yep.
It's got a K, Mom.
Which is why
it's got a K.
Which is why tomorrow's Mother's Day, and I'm spending the whole day with her.
Because you said that to her the other day.
I am the only one of her children who still lives in town.
What do you want? Fucking cookies? You want a brownie point? You want an award, a plaque, a statue? Because you're getting none of it from us.
No.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
Or at least not from Bill.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. Maybe Jay's the good guy. Maybe he'll give it.
I'm not feeling it right now.
Okay,
you're on your own head.
Thank God. Whew. Bob, don't break it.
Don't break it. Do we announce anything for next Friday or no?
So next Friday, yeah, let's do that. So next Friday we're gonna come live. We're gonna do a special Star Wars thing. What is it gonna be? What's gonna be in it? Surprise, surprise,
Wicked
surprise.
Theory celebrates 40 years of the fucking wars, man. And I'll be here. Will Ed be here?
The Wars of the Stars.
I'll be here.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Bob, will you be here?
Bob
I'll be here.
Bob lives here.
That's the parody.
If I don't want to be here, I can't not be here. So
he could, but then he'd just be like tiptoeing.
You could do the show from your room. That'd be great.
Oh, did you not want to be on?
I don't have enough of a life to be out on a Friday, so.
You didn't have to get.
So we're gonna.
So we're gonna hang out. We're gonna talk Star Wars. We're gonna shoot the shit. We've got a couple of things planned, and we're gonna hash it out a little bit more. The planning stages, but it's gonna be a hang. It's gonna be something to do for Friday night.
Nice.
The shit's gonna hit the fan. Then it's
40 years of Star Wars.
40 years of Star Wars.
It's crazy.
Where do you start? And with that,
evidently about a third of the way through.
Oh,
yeah.
Quack. All right. So here's another bit we can do, guys. It's been a while since we played some Super Fight.
Ooh.
On the live show.
On the live show. Oh, some Super Fight. All right, so we're going to do this one a little different, though. We're doing a little Star Wars Super Fights. And I have more than 4 here, but we have some Star Wars characters written down on scraps of paper. And I'm just going to leave them in the middle, and then everybody take one. And then we'll do a couple of head-to-heads, and we'll see how that goes. Don't open it yet if you take yours. Ed's waiting for the opportune time to take his. And then Jay, there's a couple left. All right, don't open it just yet. All right, so I think the way this is going to work, if I remember correctly, was the white cards and the names. Right, so we're just going to use the black cards. So what we do is we take a game called Super Fight, and we modify it.
You played it once?
Yeah, and so instead of taking the white cards, which are the character cards, we're just going to use the power cards and the play cards. So I heard you open it already.
I didn't do it so I can see. So I just unfolded it enough so that it's easy for me to open.
All right.
Oh, the cigar's good, man.
Not that it matters. But I just didn't want anybody to know who they had until we kind of picked who's going to fight. Who's going to fight who?
Okay.
Ed, who do you want to fight? Just pick a person. This is what it comes down to.
Bob.
Okay, fair enough. And then I'll take Jay in this first round.
It's like that, huh?
It's head to
head.
head.
No problem. It's on.
So, Ed, take your black card, your first black card. All right.
Take one or two?
Just one for now. Just one for now. Bob, take one anywhere you like. And then open up your other page and tell us who you got and what you got.
So, all right. So
I wasn't nice. Oh, here's the rule. There's no Jedis. So don't get your hopes up, okay? Because we've realized from the pop culture death match that Jedis are cheating.
Well, this is gonna be weird.
Yes, that's the plan.
Because I have R2D2.
Nice, good, good. That's good. That's better than other options, Ed. And
he has feet instead of hands.
That's good.
But he doesn't have hands to begin with.
But he has like little retractable armatures. So
but those are feet.
Now.
He has
no.
He's got things that come out of the little doors.
The little doors, and unlock shit.
And power boosters.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
he plugs in. Yeah, he plugs into the Millennium Falcon and stuff.
So I have R2-D2.
Yeah.
There's that.
Yeah.
And Bob?
Well, first I want to say that I have no arms.
Okay. That's your card you drew.
Right. That's the card I drew.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Sarlacc pit.
Fair enough.
So
I think this is evenly matched. I just want to say.
So R2-D2 versus the Sarlacc pit.
I'm just saying it could have ended up in any direction, folks. All right.
And the question is who's going to win in a fight.
Right. Between these two.
And I will say R2-D2 wins.
Okay.
By running away.
All right. It's possible. It's possible. It's all fair and good. But it's a fight.
Yeah, Bob, but you have tentacles.
Yes.
That is true. And teeth. But I think the question is how well really does Ed know his Star Wars, and how versatile is he with R2-D2?
Well, R2-D2 he has those buzz saws, so he can chop up those feet.
That's arms.
Mm-hmm.
Those are feet now. So you have like
he's only got feet.
But those aren't hands.
They're technically not hands, but we have to give you the feet.
Yeah, you have the feet.
You know what I mean?
You have the feet, but anything that comes out of him, the zapper or anything,
feet,
that's,
then
you don't
they're
have.
just kicking their way off.
That might be what saves you, because otherwise his real feet are treads.
Actually, yeah.
In a desert, which aren't doing him no good, which makes no sense in the movies, folks.
It's a shame you didn't have Boba Fett, because then you'd be able to rewrite his death.
What we have to realize
Return
here.
of the Jedi.
What we have to realize
right here on the
gentlemen.
show.
I think.
I mean, we're talking about a Sarlacc pit, which is surrounded by sand.
Well, wouldn't tentacles
on his feet, which we're calling feet, they're actually wheels. They don't roll too well on sand.
That's what I've been saying. That's what I'm saying.
So I'm going to use one of those tentacles of mine, and I'm going to wrap him up, pull him in, and it's over.
I think if my buzzsaws are hands, then his tentacles have to be arms, which we've just established he doesn't.
But they're coming out of his mouth.
He has tentacles.
Yeah, those tentacles.
But he's got no arms.
He's got no arms.
This is this black card, and we're saying that with R2-D2, since we're playing fast and loose with what counts as an arm.
Oh, well, wait a minute. A tentacle is what he would grab the robot with.
Yes,
and isn't your arm just a very articulated tentacle?
Exactly. I'm on the same page.
Therefore, he shouldn't have.
As far as we know, it's coming out of his mouth. It could be his tongue. We're calling it a tentacle.
And once again, I say I run away.
And once again, I say you're stuck in the sand.
Fair enough, guys. Let's take another black card each for round 2 and see if it helps or hurts us.
Right.
What were you going to say, Jay?
Because I'm saying, if the tentacles wrapped around R2, he has one of those saws that will try to cut it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's got more tentacles.
That's what I tried saying, and then Bill said, no, that saw's a foot now. So,
because that's where we're coming back around.
Well, I said it. He didn't say
yeah.
Well, because he's got the R2-D2 has the legs that he rolls on, and then he's got things that come out of his chest.
Well, what powers?
Where are we now?
So
what's your
additional?
Now, go ahead, Ed.
R2-D2 is armed with a barbed wire net.
You got that's good.
A barbed wire net.
Yes.
Wow, it must be a monstrous net.
For it to be any help for you now. But what do you have, Bob?
I'm armed with a chainsaw. So the tentacles are like swinging around with a chainsaw in the end.
Oof!
It's like if Ash was stuck in a Sarlacc pit,
basically,
or Ash was attached to the tentacle.
Yeah. Geez, I don't know. I feel like didn't R2 ever have rockets?
He did.
Yes.
Propulsion.
Yeah, I said that before.
You said that before, right?
Mostly in the prequels, but yes.
So he could, if he's got some fuel, launch himself out.
Cannon.
Yes.
Fair enough. This is a tough match, kids. Tough match.
The Sarlacc pit is basically a live mouth with several tongues wrapping up R2-D2 as he's kind of stuck in the sand. That's what I'm picturing.
But that barbed wire net, that's got to provide some protection.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, you're talking about a barbed wire net. The thing is a giant cave with a living mouth and a digestive system.
It's a vagina with teeth.
But it might be so painful that you just spit me right out.
Well, that could be it.
Didn't No, I'm thinking the thing in space, the slug, space slug now. Because I was going to say,
Fett rocketed
the
out.
Millennium, he rocketed it out, right?
And
they say it takes weeks to digest.
It's not canon yet
because it's George Lucas fiddling after the fact. That was one of those things he added back in because he was like, well, everybody loves Boba Fett, so they won't mind me doing this.
He didn't add him back in. That was an expanded universe story.
Oh.
So he's still dead, according to him.
I thought there's a scene where he rockets out of the pit.
That's the expanded universe. That's, as you know, that's not canon.
I can picture it in my head. All right.
Well, but
right.
Lucas
anyway, let's get back to me eating R2-D2, please.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. Bob's hungry.
So I think we've exhausted this. I think.
Jay, what do you think? Who do you think's winning in this head-to-head as it is? Does R2 make it out alive?
I think he makes it out alive. First of all, even if he does get swallowed, he's not going to be able to be digested.
Right, so then it's a stalemate because how's R2-D2 going to kill the Sarlacc pit?
Well, I got a feeling that net might do it, depending on how big that net is.
He's got a saw.
And don't forget the laser
and the repulsors, repulsion.
And so he serves drinks.
He doesn't have the saw. The saw is a hand, isn't it?
So if he's stuck in the sand, he can get out of that with his boosters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he cuts the tentacles off. He flies away.
Yeah, I mean it's possible. The boot jets, you singe it from the inside. It relaxes its grip, and you can fly away.
It's a tough one because he can.
It's a giant cave with a mouth.
Well, Palmer's saying the chat's going with R2.
I don't think anything's getting out of it when it's wrapped up. I mean, if I remember correctly, everything ends up in its mouth, and they fight their way out.
Well, the chat room is going with R2. So
yeah, I go with it too.
I'm going to give it to the majority rules.
We're all pussies.
I don't get what I like. All right, so then it's me versus Jay. Jay, take your black card. All right, that's your.
I mean, you both have no fucking arms.
There you go. Bob's hoping for that hindrance. All right, so your Star Wars character and your new attributes. What are you all? You're reacting. I only picked the best, by the way.
All right.
So who do you got?
I'm C-3PO now.
Nice.
Okay.
And what's your attribute on the black card there? What did you?
Addicted to crack cocaine.
And he's drunk.
Come on.
Close.
Come on. You've waited so long to see that. Well, I've got a samurai sword, but I'm Wickett the Ewok.
Ooh. All right. That's not bad.
That's not that bad because he's handy, but I think the
I thought I was done in, but it's Ewok with a samurai sword.
But the thing is that
the samurai swords are some serious swords, dude.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, it might be more than he can handle.
Ewoks are, they worship the protocol droids.
Well, first of all, did you ever see that Ewok when he's working the bow staff? And it's like he can barely stay upright when he starts trying to swing the staff around.
He's the weakest. He's the weakest of the Ewoks.
All right, so maybe it's a mini samurai sword that's like for his size.
Well, fair enough. I mean, it could be oversized and he can't handle it right. But
so let's give you two guys.
So that's the thing. I feel like my hindrance is really that the Ewoks worshipped fucking C-3PO,
right?
Their golden god, basically.
So I can talk some shit.
Oh boy, could you?
And tell him to drop the sword.
Oh, Wickett,
I'm your god.
Please don't do that, Wickett.
And you're not going to get anywhere anyway because it's a sword and he's metal.
Enough. And what was your thing? What was your?
I was drunk.
Oh, you're drunk. Well, then you're all mushed mouth. I don't know what you. And it's a different language. I don't know what you're saying.
I got 6 million forms of communication, so
you can ramble.
I can ramble whatever the fuck you want.
Even more. And he spoke to them anyway, right?
Yes, he did.
You knew their language.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. You drunken fucking service
droid.
Drunken droid. You drunken droid. You. I don't know, man, but Well, Wickett, if he's got to kill you, I guess he's got to kill you. I mean, it's Fight Club, basically.
Right.
I'm just going to fucking just chop you up. I'm just going to try and chop you up. You're going to try and talk me out of it.
Well, I'm metal, so I can just, wave the sword out of the way and take another shot of fucking alcoholic oil.
I don't know.
I think we need to go to a second round.
I think we're getting to go second round on this one. Jay, take another card. I'll take a black card.
All right, Jay, what's up? C-3PO's drunk and?
He's throwing stinky bombs.
Oh!
And since you're an animal,
all right,
it's 100 times the stench. According to animals. Yeah, animals have a strong sense of smell.
Oh, just in general. That's a good thing to point out, is what you're saying. Okay, I thought it was a thing on the card, because sometimes the card is like that.
It's like when they hear a noise,
Oh, yeah,
we
it hurts
hear
their
it, but
ears.
it hurts their ears.
Right.
So their sense
So
of
when you
smell,
yell at them, you don't have to yell so loud, is what you're saying. I got you. Stop yelling at your fucking pets, people. All right, so I got one of these draw and play 2 random attributes from the deck. Discard this after use. So I get a double shot here.
Nice.
I don't know how much it's helping. I'm wearing cement shoes.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm riding a flying narwhal. So a narwhal is like
Ewok in cement shoes riding a flying narwhal,
which isn't going anywhere with cement shoes.
With a samurai sword.
Yeah. I'm saying,
All right.
Fear. I'm striking fear into the heart of
But
the
you're not going anywhere because he's got cement shoes on it, so you're not flying anywhere.
I don't know. Well, they're small shoes, though. I mean, think about it. How heavy are they going to be on this guy?
How big do you think a narwhal is?
How much can he lift? You know what I mean? And who are you to say that I can't, the flying narwhal can't?
We're talking about
I'm
Wickett.
just an Ewok.
With Wickett, but he's got like baby feet.
Yeah.
It'd be like wearing brass booties.
I probably weigh like a normal person's weight by now. You know what I mean? Once you give me some of those shoes.
I don't know. The narwhal will beg to differ. He's carrying your ass.
Well, I'm thinking, if I'm on a flying narwhal, I can just jump off the top of it and just smash your fucking skull, your robo skull, with my concrete shoes.
Well, you can't.
And probably be like, yay! Click, 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 or whatever they do, whatever noise they make.
Yeah, but if they're on your feet and it's heavy, you're not going to be able to really get a good
air fly control.
Nah. Plus, I got stinky bombs that'll throw the narwhal off too. And
I get all up in my little nose, my cute little nose.
I don't know. I want to say it's good. It's another decent fight, but I think I might have this.
What are you, just a drunk with stinky bombs?
Yeah.
You're just a drunk.
And I'm your god.
He's C-3PO.
And I'm your god.
C-3PO doesn't fight.
He's not as resourceful. Like, the best thing about C-3PO...
he fights when he's drunk.
That's what I was going to say. The best thing about C-3PO is that he's got R2 around.
All right. This is Uncle Jay in C-3PO.
Oh, fuck.
So this is C-3PO getting drunk, cursing people out in the bar and getting his ass kicked.
Exactly, and I win on that.
Fucking little Ewok. You fucking shitty teddy bear.
All right, Palmer, let's get
always have to sit there high out with that fucking little droid.
So,
chat room, what do you think?
What do you two? Well, before we go hear from the chat room will make their call. What do you guys think, Bob? Where's it going with you for this mess, this hot mess?
I don't think. I don't ever see C-3PO fighting no matter what his condition is.
I understand. I hear you.
So
where are you giving it?
I'm kind of going with you, Bill.
Oh, hey, it's not me. It's Wickett. It's Wickett the Ewok.
It's Wickett.
I'm thinking Wickett as well. Just
Wickett.
Just because that visual for me is cool.
Just for the visual. Him on the
jumping off the narwhal with the samurai sword.
Yeah.
Well, in the words of Bob Sweeney, you're all pussies.
Well,
you quote a great man.
It's one of his favorites.
That's all right. I'll take the loss.
Fair enough.
Well, what is the chat room?
Well, Palmer's typing right now.
Mm-hmm. So now what do we have? We have the 2 winners of the last one have to face off?
I was thinking about it.
So that would be you and Ed, right?
I guess so. Yeah. Only one vote for C-3PO.
So what we do? We fold these all back up and we hide them, and you got to take new ones.
Yeah, I guess we could do that. I really didn't plan it out enough for a second round, but there is still
There's 2. Yeah.
There's 2 in there.
You and Ed should duke it out.
All right. Fair enough.
All right. So then
I did do
with
that
the 2 left. Okay,
I did do
fine.
that right. Okay.
Yeah,
I did do that
This
right.
is an old one.
All right. Just leave it over there. All right. Where are the cards? It's best to try and take from this area near the middle there, where it's like hasn't been used as much. This way, less chance of a repeat of something you've done before. All right. Oh man, boy, oh boy, shizzle my nizzle. Don't put him back in, Jay.
Oh shit.
It's all right. It's all right. And if you do, put him on the ends.
Oh,
okay. It's fine. It's fine. It was not the end of the things. Okie dokie. This went exactly as planned. Ed.
Oh wait, hang on.
Would you like me to start? Would you like to start? Is that card no good? I guess. Why are you taking a white card? You're supposed to take a black card. It tells you to? Gotcha.
It tells me to. Okay,
fair enough, fair enough. Okie dokie.
I am
a person, a place, or a thing. You're an animal, vegetable, mineral.
Lando Calrissian.
You lucky fucker.
You're pimping it, my friend.
So Lando and what's
straight off those Colt 45 commercials.
Pulling up in a pimped out 73 caddy.
Hello, what have
Lando,
we here?
but his bottom half is
And that's why you got the other card.
A billionaire playboy.
Oh.
I think it might have already...
the lower half of a rich white guy with no penis.
Yeah.
Tell me you're Princess Leia.
So I'm trying to figure out how that's going to come handy in a fight.
Not sure yet. We'll figure it out. I got Mon Calamari.
You're Admiral Ackbar?
Yeah, it's a trap. And I'm armed with holy hand grenades.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's it. It's done.
It's done right there.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
I mean, he is...
That wasn't bad, Jay.
It's a trap.
See, here's the thing, Admiral Ackbar. You don't want to do that.
Tell me more.
I got hand grenades.
You wouldn't want to ruin...
That'll penetrate.
Let him talk, Jay.
You wouldn't want to ruin this pretty face, this smooth.
Wow, somebody already knows it's over.
Yeah, that's Lando. That's his MO.
That's true.
I'm already dead. Let me talk my way out anyway.
That's true.
Because I think with your charm, I just gotta say, people don't tell you long enough. You have a beautiful eyes, and that gorgeous mouth.
Well, here's one on the left side, and let me turn my entire head so you can see the other one on the right.
So
I want contacts.
Basically, Ed here. My defense is.
Okay.
Ed is able to defeat Admiral Ackbar by fucking him.
By fucking him?
Yes.
Wow, that's a bold move by Lando.
Wow.
Lando's going to whip out the magic stick.
Does George Lucas know about this move?
But like Bob said, it's the bottom half of a billionaire.
Yes.
George don't care no more.
And the bottom half is where he keeps his wallet. So he's showing him a night on the town.
His bottom half is the lower half of George Lucas.
Quite possibly.
Yes.
Holy shit, that's
He's
true.
showing him a night on the town.
Right.
Throwing on the moves.
That's why Lando's doing it, because it's not his dick. He doesn't care.
Getting out the Colt 45s.
I'll fuck him. It's not my dick.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you. So, but here's the thing. I think that's your plan, but what you forget is that I am a calamari. You are fucking ugly to me. All right? You don't remotely look like a squid person. All right? So he's not going to fall for your trap. I mean, the money, maybe. The credits. He's still a breathing individual. Mm-hmm. Probably could use some credits. Whatever Star Wars money is.
I have a whole city.
Admiral Ackbar's badass, though.
He knows a trap when he smells one.
Yeah.
And,
I have a whole city at my disposal,
That's great. But
it's very small, though.
You make a horrible lady boy.
City in the clouds.
It's like Las Vegas in the clouds.
Exactly. It's going to be
a city that's full of itself.
We're going to have a lovely night of sinfulness.
You're gonna have to keep it moist and shit. You don't want to do that.
You realize you're hitting on Zoidberg right now.
Why not? Do it. Why not? Why not Zoidberg?
Don't forget you have hand grenades.
Why not Ackbar?
So yeah,
really?
Let's see if this section.
Oh yeah, let's go another round of cards here and see if anything.
You're trying to get him in the bed.
You're trying
to
woo me
into the sack,
and I don't think it's working. Go ahead, put in. That's what he said to Lando.
Because you smell like seafood?
Go ahead, put it in.
Is that why?
This doesn't help me at all. Go ahead. What do you got?
Shoots acid.
Well, thank God I'm wearing a scuba suit.
Oh, there you go.
For it to melt right through.
At least you get one defensive, though.
Yeah. See, that's what I do. I take you out for a nice night on the town.
Right.
I spend all my money on you.
Sure.
Get you in bed, and then boom.
And then vomit acid on you.
Yeah.
But if you're in water, the acid ain't gonna do shit.
Well, I'm just wearing a scuba suit. Like we don't know.
He doesn't need one though.
That's the thing.
You can discard
It's
that.
probably not good for me either. I probably have very thin skin.
You bring Lando underwater because you can breathe under there.
Yeah, I could just drown you by trying to
and
make out.
And you can drown.
Yeah, and that scuba suit ain't protecting your face, motherfucker.
By the way,
you still have hand grenades,
But just so you know, Lando, I've got a squid cock, and I don't know what that is. But I'm sure it's not going to do you.
It's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a bony proboscis.
It sounds similar to a squat cobbler.
It's kind of like that. You know what I mean? It's one of these things where it's like it's going to just do damage to you on the inside. It's probably not good. It's probably mostly bone and edge.
All this talk makes me want to go to Red Lobster. So are you guys down?
Sounds good.
Have the butter biscuits?
What are we thinking, kids? You guys in the chat room, make your decisions as the two judges in the room.
Based on your equipment there with the scuba suit for defense and
I got holy hand grenades.
The holy hand grenades.
I really didn't get a chance to use them, but I'm sure they'd come in handy.
I'm Ackbar.
I'm thinking with Ackbar here. Sorry, Ed.
Palmer's typing.
That's suave pimp shit ain't gonna help you.
So that rules that out. That Ackbar is Mon Calamari.
Yeah, I kind of think that hitting on Mon Calamari is going to fail no matter what. But you're talking about a guy who basically has the lower half, a lesser lower half than he normally would go to bat with. Let's say
nothing from the chat. Nobody cares.
So,
Palmer says Ackbar.
That's his vote.
And I say go fuck yourself.
And Ed breaks the tradition.
I think I tried.
You did try. What?
What, you don't want to quote a great man too, Ed?
That's what I said. He broke the tradition.
Roll a bunch of pussies.
What did I forget?
No, it was the you're all a bunch of pussies.
Oh.
But that's fine.
Right, I said it. He quoted.
You're all a bunch of pussies.
There you go.
It was all about a moment to shine. You know
it's all about me.
There is no try, Ed. Mm-hmm. That's what you're being scolded about, I believe, in the chat from Palmer. All right,
so Bill wins this round.
Somehow, I managed to win the whole fucking game, and I don't think that's ever
happened.
Hit
the bell for Bill.
Yeah, thank you, the little Billy Bell. Thank you. All right, let's talk about Audible. The show is now got a thing going with Audible, which is new for us. We haven't done any sponsorships or any advertising of any kind, really, in a way. But this is like a joint little thing. We've teamed up. We've got a little spot where you can go if you want to try out Audible. So
we're getting a little bigger.
We're trying.
A little more pro.
We're trying. So for you, the listeners of Wicked Theory, you guys, Audible is now offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. So, like, I don't know how long it would be. It's probably long, but like The Hobbit, like you could listen to The Hobbit if you like The Hobbit.
Okay.
Just saying.
Right. Yeah. They have thousands of books, right?
It's like 180,000 books. So the options are there, folks.
Yeah, I think you're good for life.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pick up something by Stephen King. I was starting to browse around. I think it was like a toss for me between, because like the Gunslinger, the Dark Tower stuff is coming as movies.
Okay.
And I know that the first Gunslinger book is kind of short, so I was like, maybe I'll dip my toes in and start with that.
Do they still have celebrities reading these books?
Some of them, so like for a lot of Stephen King stuff, actually, he's got celebs of different types reading them, you know what I mean? So a lot of these too, these aren't like special made at Audible in any way. Like these are like, if you buy an audiobook from anywhere, it's the same version really, I think, right, for most of these. But yeah, so like
but Audible is the one you want to go with. I mean,
Audible is the one you want to go with.
Yeah, you're getting the 30-day free trial, and you're doing us a favor, check it out.
You're getting a 30-day free trial, and you're getting a free audiobook download.
Yeah. And honestly, if you're someone who's listening to a show like ours, this is something that's probably right up your alley.
I mean, you like listening to stuff.
Right. Yes. You like hearing people talk, so that's just,
It's a logical leap, folks.
Really.
All right.
Get some awesome stories.
I want to buy Michael Rooker reading Moby Dick.
Call me Ishmael.
Actually, I think Michael Rooker should be reading Mary Poppins, right?
That's true.
It's a jolly holiday for Mary.
Boy. I'm gonna
spoonful of sugar.
I'm gonna say that's how it goes. I don't know.
Spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down, boy.
Ooh-ah.
Daryl's my brother.
He is. All right. So with that, folks, to download your free audio book today, go to audibletrial.com/wickedtheory. Again, that's audibletrial.com/wickedtheory for your free audio book.
Nice.
Go get one today.
Cool.
Go.
Oh, yeah.
Emails.
It's the James, Steph, and Wesley segment of the show.
Who did we hear from this week, Bill?
I'll have you know, it wasn't those three.
Oh, okay.
In that order.
First Close, but no cigar, Jay. Sorry.
First up, we got Steph. Steph's got an email for us. Stephanie Muniz from the Gotham Lights podcast, who's back from a trip to Germany. Mm-hmm. So if anybody...
9.
So
why is there glitter on the table?
That's because it's discotheque at night.
Oh, nice.
I hope she thought I did a good job in her stead on that show.
Yeah, you filled in for her. You filled in for an episode. Well, you helped out. It was you, Agent Palmer, and Heno.
Yeah. Well, Palmer.
It takes two of you to fill in.
Yes, it does. That math actually does add up.
that does. Okay,
definitely does talk a lot. From
can I go on that show? Can I be a guest?
Do you watch Gotham?
No.
Okay.
Wow,
I mean, you can be on.
That's why I'm not on the show.
You know what I mean? If you can be on, but I don't know if what you would do.
A show about Batman, but without Batman. Just
and then you're going to be the guy that
before
doesn't.
Batman.
It makes sense though. Like in a way, if it's a show that's about Batman that doesn't have a Batman, then a guy who doesn't want us to show should be able to talk about the show that doesn't have the thing.
Right.
Well, I mean, there's some kind of
show
logic,
about the thing
right?
that
there's something there, right? All right, so let's get into the email.
Yeah, we can figure out. You don't have to watch the show. You just have to watch the episode they're talking about.
That's that's fair enough. That's what I did one time. All right, so hey, you guys. I'm back from vacation, and I had a great time in Germany, and even got to explore a burg that inspired the fairy tale of Rapunzel. My question for you fellas: if you suddenly found yourself the owner of a castle, what would the castle be called? What would your title be? For example, knight, duke, count, etc., stuff like that. That'll do it for me. Take care, fellas. Your pal Steph. Thanks for emailing us, Steph.
Castle Grey Matter.
Oh, Bob's all about the big brain. The big brain on Bob.
I just thought of Grey Skull and went from there.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't know. Castle Mordum.
We don't have a lot of castles here for reference.
No, we don't. We don't. But you know, it's your
I think
your
Jay's
stately.
would be Old Ale House.
You know, it's a stately manner type of thing. Ed, you got anything?
What would be
cooking?
your title?
My title? I think I would just be Sir Dudeness or
So you'd be a knight. You'd be
Sir Boss a lot.
Yeah. I think I'd be a count.
Like a duke.
Yeah.
Like a really cool duke. That's a Jack Black thing. It's a Tenacious D. I
know.
Anything from you? No, not really.
Uncle. I'll be an Uncle Jay.
You'll be the uncle's castle. Let's go to my uncle's castle.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's called Beer Town.
You know, Sean Connery's somebody's uncle, and he owns a castle. So,
well,
somebody's saying my uncle's castle.
Well, I always wanted to call a production company Forever's Edge. So that's probably what I'd call the castle.
Nice. There you
Sounds
go.
like a soap opera company.
It sounds like a European soap opera that takes place in the castle.
Forever's Edge.
The Count of Forever's Edge.
The Count of Forever's Edge, starring Ben Kingsley as the shut-in.
I'd be a viceroy.
There you go.
I'd be a viceroy.
Like I still don't know what it does, but it's still one of those titles where it's like, yeah.
Well, I'd be a lord, I think.
There was a low-rent brand of cigarettes back in the 70s.
Viceroy, yeah.
Viceroy.
Sure.
Yeah. Forever's Edge.
I'll be Darrell.
That's a Star Trek reference.
No filters.
That was the first cigarette I ever smoked.
Congratulations.
I nabbed one from my.
That's how it goes.
My grandmother's stash.
There you go. That's a grandmother's cigarette.
Yeah.
Chesterfields.
Benson and Hedges.
Yep. Chesterfields. Pall Mall.
Good times. All right. So, well, thanks for the email, Steph. Yeah, I don't know what like a legit title. I would just be, boss.
You wouldn't be the Count, the Duke.
I don't know. Whatever's top. King.
The Earl.
Is there something above King?
No.
You have to make shit up over King, right?
Well, I mean, you can't just be a king. There's only
what do you
one.
mean?
There's only one king.
It's my castle. I'm the king of my castle. I'm not saying I'm king of the land.
Yeah.
But of my land, I'm the king.
But you could be.
What about calling it White Castle?
There you go. And serve burgers.
Baron
von
Harkonnen.
I think it goes
Baron von Belly Bomber.
Well, I'll just change my name to Johann von Strudelbaker.
Yeah. I think it goes King, Duke, Lord, and Earl, or Earl and Lord. I don't know, one of those.
I'll be the Earl of Death. I'll go with that.
I could just be the Earl of Bill.
No. That's not as cool.
Hasn't Apollo Creed taken all those titles?
Apollo Creed Esquire.
We live in Westerly, Lord of Westerly.
There you go.
The Lord of Billsville.
Lord and Lady Douchebag.
So the next one's coming from Wesley.
Wesley.
And he says, hey, you crazies. Would Superman be stronger if he used tanning oil or weaker if he used sunscreen?
Well, I think he'd be weaker if he used sunscreen.
Yeah, I think that holds. And why not? I mean, I don't know if he's getting more solar rays just by using the cooking oil. Because I know you will burn if you use cooking oil.
Well, you're still going to get the same amount of sun. Actually, the oil makes some of it reflect off you, doesn't it?
I would think so, maybe.
So it might actually work against you a little bit.
I think the sunscreen will block some of it.
Right.
I mean, I'm no scientist.
Definitely the UV rays. That's what it's built for.
I mean, I'm no scientist, but I'm a podcast guy, so I'm going to answer this anyway.
Yeah, we know this.
Yeah, my guess is the sun just makes it all melt off anyway.
Yeah, and then he's just going to go in the pool and have to reapply.
Yeah, really.
You know, jerk. So, all right, he's a jerk. Superman's a jerk. Look up supermansajerk.com. It's a real thing, I think. Because it seems so common for superheroes to not have or keep parents around. What do you think they do on Mother's Day / Father's Day?
Cry.
Visit the grave. Right? It's a lot of grave visiting, like in those kinds of things. Like Batman's constantly visiting his parents' grave. It's like you must go there for Christmas, the birthday, the anniversary of the death, the other one's birthday. Since it's buried side by side, you got to visit both of them. Mother's Day, Father's Day.
Well, no, because he doesn't.
It's 25 days a year.
He doesn't visit them as much. He just leaves roses in the.
I thought you were going to say he doesn't visit them as much as they visit him. Yeah. And then it's like, yeah, he's got some psychological issues. They do visit him. But what are you going to say?
I was going to say he just goes to the alley where they died and leave roses there.
Oh, yeah, that's what he does. Yeah. Well, it's a longer trip. To go out to the cemetery sometimes, it kind of puts a bummer on the night.
They're buried in his backyard, aren't they?
Oh, God, something creepy like that. You're right. You're like on the property.
They're in the back cave. Under glass.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not like that, where it's more of a Norman Bates like.
I dressed Mom as Robin.
Yeah.
Dad's wearing an old bat suit.
I was running out of glass cases, so I figured I'd just put it all together in one.
They're all hugging.
Yeah, I keep killing these sidekicks, so I can't keep giving them glass cases individually. They're expensive, They spent all the money on the car. I don't know if you're aware. So, yes, that's all he's got. He says, if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And guess what, buddy? We did see you technically because you're in the chat room. Thanks for coming.
Wesley.
Young Wesley.
Wesley, sir.
Get off my ship, Wesley.
Tricks on the China, never mattered before.
Who cares? Some crap to China.
Won't you kiss my ass?
I just want to make parody songs that now. Thanks.
We can have Rooker do it. I love Mr. Belvedere, boy.
Continue. As soon as you said we can have Rooker do it, I was like, yes, I want to hear Rooker do it. Drop kick your jacket.
Shrieks on the China.
When you come in the door, you drop kick your jacket.
Talking about, boy. What are you talking about, boy?
Who drop kicks their jacket? What kind of an asshole is that?
Rooker does.
Yeah, but Mr. Belvedere didn't do that. That was just, I'm saying, like, that's the theme to his, that's how that song goes.
Yeah.
And it's like I drop kick my
Leon Redbone.
Actually, from the person's perspective, it's you drop kick your jacket. I think it is anyway. You drop kick your jacket when you come.
As you came to the door, no one there.
No one cared. I think, or no one's there, or something. Who cares? Like like you try to be like a showboat, but no one gives a shit.
And I just heard the song like yesterday too. So.
You didn't write a 3-page report.
No, I didn't.
What the fuck, man? You're off the show.
All right.
Boo.
I'll see you later.
All right. All right. Oh boy. This is the shortest email from James Hazelton in months.
Ooh.
James, we love you. Keep him this length. I like it. He goes, I forgot to email this week, so let's piss Palmer off. All right, so during the show, he's putting this together, I guess. I just finished mowing the entire lawn in one day, 4 tanks of gas in the push mower, and 6 hours later, I'm tired. Yeah, I think so.
Wow, how big is his friggin' yard?
Well, he's down south, and that's probably all he's got is tons of acreage, and that's the thing that sucks, man, is maintaining that shit without a cow.
What's he got, like a John Deere?
He lives in Louisiana. Isn't it a swamp?
He said it's
that's why it's so hard. He's pushing it in the water.
Yeah, well, I think he just means not a ride mower is basically what he's saying. It's
push mower.
It's a push mower. He doesn't mean the old back and forth. Like my grandmother had.
Yeah, he's talking about a modern push mower, which
get a John Deere.
A little bit of a self-propelledness to it, but
it could be. Yeah.
He 6 hours though. That's a lot.
6 hours out all day in the sun. Poor baby. Okay, so life was nothing nothing personal that might be interesting for Bill to skip over. So straight to a question. This guy's figuring it out.
Yeah,
this guy's getting good. He's getting good.
He's sharp.
Sharp, this kid. Sharp.
Directness. We like directness.
Sharp as a bowling ball, son. All right, so what the hell happened to comics? I looked over the wall of new comics at the store last Saturday thinking I'll buy 1 or 2 to support the store, and the artwork on most I saw was too cartoony to interest me, and others I couldn't recognize. So what happened? I couldn't even find something to just grab for the shelf thinking it might be worth $5.
Yeah. Well, a lot of Marvel stuff just got canceled, right?
Well,
trash.
There was a lot of speculation as to whether somebody was kind of like some kind of bullshit thing came out. Oh, 30 titles getting chopped, and it's like, And it turns out that's not quite true.
Right. Well, the thing I read was that there were 30 titles that were under the threshold for being cut.
Yeah, for their normal cutoff.
But
it just wasn't official yet.
Just all happen to be titles that they've been discussing as having issue because there's been a lot of changes made in the who these people are in the stories.
Well, there's been a lot of that.
A lot of character changes.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that at Marvel where they've swapped out a lot of characters for other versions or newer versions. So like you just don't get Captain America Steve Rogers. The Falcon was Captain America for a while. There's another Iron Man right now. So a lot of people were like, yeah, this was cool like when you did it once in a while, but now you did it like across the board. So it's cool that like, you know, there's these other characters, but like
so it's a backlash.
It just burned itself out. The thing is, I think they just went too long with it across the board.
It's like how they had 50 million X-Men titles back in the 90s.
And eventually it just gets tired.
I think, so we have a female Thor,
a
black Captain America, a black female Iron Man, an Asian Hulk, and a half black, half Latino Spider-Man. So it's 5 of your major characters.
You got the Iron Man in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a lot. That's a lot of changes.
But you know what's funny is that none of those things really pushed their central characters off the board, though. Like, Tony is dead, but he's alive as an artificial intelligence, so he's still around. So you know he's coming back.
Yeah, they're going to find
Captain America is like turned evil, but he's still around, and that's a major storyline right now.
Yeah.
So he's still around.
Thor
is still around.
He's off-world.
He's off-world. He's got his own book right now. He just kind of took him a little while, but because they wanted to push her forward a little bit.
Said Uncle Jay's Castle drinking.
Right, but that ran its course. You know what I mean? So a lot of people want to kind of equate it to, oh, it was all this multiculturalness and they were trying to put forth and all this kind of stuff, and now everyone's getting tired of it and sick of it.
No.
And I'm like, no. But if Marvel had done the same thing with less multicultural type individuals and replaced all their main characters, you'd be sick of it too, because all of a sudden across the board, you know, you wouldn't have this guy, that guy, and that guy. But Peter Parker is still around. He's still in the books. He's still current. All, you know, so it's like... What it is, I think, is just in general.
It's kind
people are tired of the 2 versions of everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a lack of commitment to the story that you're pushing. Yeah. Because you're keeping everybody who they're supposed to be replacing around.
Well, that's what it is, kind of in a way. It's like, all right, so in order to make this guy interesting, we have to like push him to the side to bring in some other character. It's like, I don't know if that's the way to do it across the board with everybody. So to me, I think it's just people just kind of getting tired of that in general, where it's like, yeah, I'll read Steve Rogers, and I gave Falcon Cap a shot. Maybe that book's not that great. You know what I mean? And, you know, Miles Morales isn't going anywhere. Like, these other characters might come and go because they're a little newer. Like Falcon's going to return to Falcon. You know what I mean? He'll probably have red, white, and blue in his costume more now than ever. You know, Riri Williams is Ironheart. That's the character that's kind of replaced Iron Man. She'll just get her own book eventually. Like, you know what I mean? This stuff all happens. They just did it all at once with everybody. And they're already planning to literally, quote-unquote, return to the status quo. Coming out of Secret Empire, which is the whole crossover where Captain America goes bad, coming out of that, Marvel's going to reset all these kinds of characters. Everything's going to return to status quo. So... You know, there's that.
So why bother reading these stories?
Well, if you want to see how that happens.
If you're not really if they don't really matter.
Well, that's always the thing with superhero comics, is that it's always this argument versus, well, is this going to matter? And then sometimes it's like, well, none of it matters because they constantly change and retcon everything. So it becomes sometimes, for me anyway, a matter of, well, is this adventure or story or chapter going to be fun, going to be good, going to be well written? You know? And so that means I got to kind of sample it a little bit. Like, it's like Secret Empire. Like, I've read a few of it. I was reading the Cap book. I was digging the Cap book. Not crazy a lot like Super, but I was curious. Kept me coming, kept me interested, kept me on the tether. So that's good. You know, so that's the way I kind of got to look at it. But you're right, though. It is always undercut with superhero comics by, well, what is this other shit? Like, you know what I mean? Does this mean anything? Secret Wars. Great. You reset the whole clock. What means anything anymore? So to someone like James who went to a comic shop and was like looking over at Marvel stuff, I'd say go over to Image. I'd say go look at new stuff that's written for you. Like, you know, as an adult, as a mature reader, like who likes
Vertigo.
You know, if you like cool shit on TV, like, you know, genre stuff that's like really well done or well written, like you can find comparable stuff. Like, you know what I mean? It's not just Walking Dead. I'm saying, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of at a point for someone who's looking to be a more mature reader that you can get your superhero fix now in other ways, like TV and movies. So You don't need to really read those. You can go on and read Preacher and anything from Garth Ennis.
Yeah, and he knows that too.
And,
I'm surprised he didn't maybe sample some of that stuff instead. And that stuff also too is kind of like a little thing where you kind of have to see what's good, figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
But if anybody's looking for something good that's got a good run and looking to jump in on something, Saga is really good. If you're looking for actual superhero stuff from Marvel,
well, that's a monstrous epic saga, right?
Yeah, I mean it's still going, but it's a thing where you can jump in some trade paperbacks and take a little bit of a deep dive into. But if people do like superhero stuff, we always recommend Moon Knight. Moon Knight, since Warren Ellis picked it up, has been good. That's when
it's very in a confusing way. It keeps you coming back.
Yeah,
because you're like, okay, where the hell am I going with this? Every page, you feel that way.
And even with the changing of a couple of writers in and out, and now this one run for a while has been by Jeff Lemire. It's been really good. But
it's very smart.
Yeah,
you kind of gotta you gotta pay attention when you're reading it.
And it's very much its own thing, and that's why it's good.
Yeah,
it's not very superhero-y.
No.
It's so self-contained and wrapped in its own head.
Right.
Kind of like if you liked Legion. Because it's head games in a way.
Yeah, it's head games.
It's not as superpower based, but it's got its own mythos.
Yeah, and on the DC side, I would definitely recommend Superman. Great new spin on the character because he's a family man now.
Okay.
And it's him on a farm with a kid who's learning his powers.
It's always got to bring his DC shit.
Yep.
I was going to say we should get another ROM, the Space.
Well, he could have.
It's out right now.
Is it really?
It could have been pushing Shazam now. You know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. There's still no Shazam book.
Well,
right.
Shazam.
But
Shazam.
Yeah.
And Aquaman. Aquaman's like House of Cards meets Game of Thrones underwater. Yeah. I'm telling you, man.
When anybody gives me a hard time about Aquaman, I'm like, okay, I think we're done. Mm-hmm. You know, because it's like I know you're thinking about the shrimp and the fucking seahorse and the riding on the backs of the dolphins. Mm-hmm. It's jet skis, but it's not that anymore.
No.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been since Peter David.
So to what? Well, at least. So what you were saying, Jay, is that I think. IDW got the license for all these Hasbro entities, and it's crazy. And you probably may not like this, but it'll tip to your level of what you're into. So ROM, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Mask, and Action Man, which is overseas. It's something else from
ROM
and Micronauts.
Micronauts, yeah.
They're all in a shared universe now at Hasbro.
I didn't know ROM was a Hasbro entity.
It was a Hasbro toy. Marvel had the license and put the books out. Much like same thing with G.I. Joe, basically. You know what I mean?
The ROM books were interesting. Actually, it wasn't a bad book.
No, I got like the first issue on this relaunch. It didn't really grab me too much, but sometimes.
Well, I'm talking.
But back in the days,
yeah.
But they did a crossover. Was it called Revolutions to bring them all together?
Yeah.
There's gonna be a revolution.
So I think I'm not sure how deep that shit all goes. I even gave the Mask book a shot. I don't know if you remember Mask.
Oh yeah.
Mobile Army Strike Command.
Command
with a K.
I was a big fan of that. I remember.
Yeah. It was one of those ones where I definitely wanted it to be better than it was.
That was a cool run of toys. I remember.
I had
the Rhino.
Whichever
the
one. I had the main car.
Not the pickup.
I think I had the main car and the motorcycle. The main car with the DeLorean doors.
It was red, right?
Yeah, it was like maroon, and then it was this green motorcycle that turned to a helicopter.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
So when I saw this coming up, I was like, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense because Mask is like half G.I. Joe, half Transformer. Like in a way, it's a strike team, and the cars don't transform the robots, but they change kind of.
Right.
So I thought that was going to be a thing, but I don't think it is. But they've found this way to link it all together. The G.I. Joe comic book from the 80s, written by Larry Hama, still runs. IDW puts that out. And they put out some other G.I. Joe titles, but they have Larry Hama writing G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, which carries that storyline still.
It's continuing the numbers, or is it just they picked up again?
They just picked up again. They just picked it up again. They couldn't. I think they tried to avoid anything by ditching the numbering. But the storylines from when they launched it, it's been Larry Hama for a while now.
And about 5 years ago, they reprinted all of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, man.
Gorgeous hardcovers.
Yeah.
Some crazy twists and turns. Like you wouldn't think like a G.I. Joe thing should be like that twisty turn.
Well, you said that got you in the books.
That's what got me in, because I was like, all of a sudden, this is the cartoon like I want to watch. That doesn't talk to me like I'm a fucking moron.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like 10 years old, and I realized, because that's the thing with cartoons, is that I was hitting an age where I was seeing through all the curtain, so not even 10.
But like people even talk about like the backing cards for those action figures. Larry Hama wrote all of those.
Well, it turns out that G.I. Joe was originally supposed to be a pitch for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that he had this whole book series kind of proposal, and Marvel shot it down. And so he had a bunch of kind of like some basic characters kind of developed. And then Hasbro, I forget exactly how it happens, like if Hasbro came to him or he went to them, but some kind of conversation happened, and it was like they wanted to do something more with G.I. Joe, do a relaunch and kind of rebrand it all. And he was like, well, if it's a team, let's make it you should make it a team. You know what I mean? And so supposedly a lot of this stuff that he had in his notes for this S.H.I.E.L.D., this Nick Fury book, and this team, this multinational team, transferred over into became G.I. Joe. Right. And which, I can only imagine what might have happened to it otherwise. But the whole storyline to me then becomes completely something different once it all gets inserted into this very army, the 5 or 4 divisions of the military branches and shit like that. But if you look into the backstory on the origins of G.I. Joe, like the current '80s version stuff, that's like and how Larry Hama got involved. And Larry Hama did his time in Vietnam or some shit. Like he's decorated and stuff. So that's why some of that stuff always felt so legit. Like, I remember reading G.I. Joe when I was a kid and not getting it because there was a lot of paramilitary reference in it.
Well, I was a little older.
And shorthand and all this stuff,
I was a little older, and I, for 5 minutes, wanted to be in the military because of G.I. Joe.
And what's funny, too, is that, James in the chat room, he sent us opening lines. And so the opening line we pulled this week was about Duke having his base in the pit. And so when I was a kid, and the pit is a secret base at Fort Wadsworth, which is here on Staten Island.
Right.
So when I saw that as a kid, I was like, how could you, it's your hometown. How could you not get a boner for that?
You ever been down there? See the cannons?
No, it's not. No, unless I can go down into the pit, I don't care.
That's a great day trip because they still have this set up that goes back to like the Revolutionary War, where you had a group of cannons, one at Fort Wadsworth, one at Fort Hamilton.
Do they have a ninja training facility? Then I don't give a shit.
As close as you can get.
All right. Is Roadblock working the main gate?
All I'm saying is, if you have a free Sunday,
Roadblock and Leatherneck,
it's worth a stroll.
Leatherneck and
Dial Tone.
What was his Navy SEAL?
Torpedo.
No, he was early on, but Leatherneck and on the cartoon, Leatherneck and the SEAL used to always go at
Beachhead.
it.
Not Beachhead.
No, Beachhead was later. Somebody in the chat will pull it up. But anyway,
Ace. No, Deep Six.
No, that was the guy that came with his little
the shark.
With his little self-contained unit. But anyway, so the one thing I do always say about G.I. Joe that I think is funny, and we'll end on this, is that my mom was always against guns because my father served in the war in Vietnam, so she was like, we couldn't have toy guns. We couldn't have toy guns. Eventually, I did have toy guns, but when I was real little, it was like a thing, but I could have G.I. Joes. I could build an army and act out this fucking war.
But you could have a cap gun.
I could bury characters in the backyard and have like a moment. But running around with a gun, just on principle, not even that I could get shot by accident, not even on that, just like on concept.
Nobody worried about getting shot by accident.
Like she wouldn't
back
buy
in
me,
the 80s.
Like
now.
Like I begged for like camouflage clothes too. And my mother was like, no. It's like she was so anti-war on any level. Like, you know what I mean? So, but when it came to G.I. Joes, she couldn't stop me. She couldn't stop me. She was like, fine, whatever. You can have your little 3-inch army.
Well, they were a very positive view of the military.
Well, that's for sure. I mean, I mean, that's the thing too. It was
they weren't promoting gunplay.
A lot of times with mom and more than dad, but definitely with mom was like, she would say no about stuff because we didn't get the context.
Well, we got diluted. With science fiction fantasy in Star Wars. I'm sorry, G.I. Joe.
Oh yeah. When it changes, eventually when it changed animation companies and stuff. And in that last
like when Globulus and all that stuff.
Yeah, after G.I. Joe the movie, which was funny.
Serpentor and
which is funny is like Marvel animation. Yeah, make us one last thing and then fuck you. Because it was like they made G.I. Joe this movie after Transformers the movie. It went direct to DVD and shared video. But it was good. It was higher end. Had some actors in it with some real voices, like
Don Johnson.
Don Johnson at the time, top notch. But there's other people. I'd be surprised. I mean,
you laugh at it now, but he was. Yeah. He was on the most popular show at the time.
When I pulled it off the shelf,
and he had an album out at the same time.
Yeah,
Bill, you just said that like Christopher Walken, top notch,
top notch, fantastic. One of the best. Beautiful. But anyway, it was one of these things where, like, and then when it came back to its next season of shows, it changed the animation company.
Yeah.
And it just sucked.
Yeah.
It just dropped. It was like...
Filmation.
Yeah. Whatever.
Those old 6 frames per second.
Oh, it was horrible. The frame rate, the drawing style,
they used the same cells.
Yeah,
for different...
They figured you could
for
lay...
different,
the backgrounds were all just like static colors.
Yeah. It was just flat colors. It wasn't even like things in the background.
Hey, but when you were that age, you watched it. That's what you had.
That's what they gave you. So
other kids watched it. That's when I walked out. That's when I gave up finally. I was like, this show's got
That was the
fucked.
jump the shark moment?
Yeah, that was it.
Same studio did the Star Trek animated series in the early 70s.
Well, that's the whole different animal. They didn't even animate. You can't even call that animation. That's just like putting an image on a wheel and rolling it across a fucking
like the old Captain America one.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Well, the whole shit where they lay like 3 cells on top of each other, so you can see like someone's arm is brighter than their shirt.
All
the
that
old
stuff.
Captain America one, where they actually like cut out pictures from the comic book and used them as frames in the animation,
and just kind of like shifted them a little bit. Like that's it. Like I rotated 1/8 of a degree.
See, like the reason why that sucked because it was Canadian.
What was that?
The production company that produced those Marvel stuff in the 60s.
Is that what it is? Well, they didn't know what to do with it. You're like, that's why the song sucks. It doesn't make any sense.
They didn't know then to go to Asia for that stuff.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
By the way, I look forward to your letters.
I would look forward to your complaints and your corrections on our information being wrong.
Shut up, Palmer.
Fair enough. And with that, I think...
Whose laptop is beeping whenever the chat goes in?
That's it. That's Jay.
That's not mine. Mine is in rest mode.
You don't have the chat room open at all?
It's in sleep mode.
Oh, okay. Well, I know you're saying it's sleep mode. I feel like it was coming from your direction.
It wasn't me.
I'm not trying to argue. I'm just trying.
I am arguing. It wasn't me.
All right. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
All right. So let's wrap it up. We're Dunskies.
Thanks,
all right.
everybody.
Enough. Somehow we got G.I. Joe talk. Sorry, kids. I got distracted by that. So
cash.
So if you're listening live, hang around. We'll be back in a minute. We're going to give you the DC TV report during the break. If you're listening on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, or any of those kinds of places, thank you for listening. That was very cool of you.
Yes,
especially if you're still listening. And then if you want to get a hold of any of us, you can email the show. You can't podcast the show. That's what we do. But you can email the show at podcast@wickedtheory.com. Find the show at WickedTheory.com, and you can find all of us at our various places. Jay, where can people find you on Twitter?
Uncle Jay Chickalese at Jason Chickalese on Twitter.
I'm on Twitter at Edward O'Hare TBD.
What about you, Bob?
I'm at Bob WTPC.
All right, folks. Thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. We appreciate that.
Don't give up on us, baby.
Don't give up.
I put the guitar down,
Jason. I'm going to sing it out.
All right. So with that, we'll talk to you next time. Bob, take us out of here. Short and sweet.
To understand what I'm about to tell you, you need to do something first. You need to believe in the impossible. Can you do that?
Welcome to the DC TV report for the week ending Saturday, May 13th, 2017. I'm Edward O'Hare, nickname to be determined. We had another jam-packed week with 6 new episodes. Almost all of our shows are in the home stretch now. Big reveals were dropped and storylines began to converge. Let's jump right in. First up, Monday, Gotham. The Court of Owls covered up Uncle Frank's suicide, and Catherine asked Jim to prove his loyalty. Lee became suspicious of Jim after examining Frank's body. Babs told Ed she learned of a secret group running Gotham, and Ed kidnapped the mayor to try and find out. With some help from Tabitha, Jim convinced Ed to let the mayor go and delivered Ed to the court. Oswald and Ivy recruited Mr. Freeze and Firefly to join Pengy's crusade. Evil Bruce was having nosebleeds, and Catherine admitted to him that he's dying. Evil Bruce then tracked down Selina and told her the truth. Selina told him he could never be a hero like real Bruce, and was thrown from a window and surrounded by street cats. Last minute reveal, Catherine introduced Jim to the court, and he put on an owl mask as their newest member. Next up, Lucifer. Chloe and Lucifer investigated the murder of a private school admissions officer. Lucy took Trixie along for recon and almost got her enrolled at the school. Chloe was happy Trixie opened up about her fears. Maze and Chloe crashed a parents' gathering at the school and learned the murderer was a parent who slept with the gym teacher. Health and wellness mentor. Charlotte kept trying to scare and anger Lucifer into lighting the flaming sword of Eden. Lucifer spent the episode trying to learn to control his emotions and had a breakthrough when Dr. Laura got him to channel his pain. Unfortunately, he was only able to light the sword for a brief moment. Charlotte was devastated, but Amenadiel believed Lucy just needs time. Last minute reveal, Charlotte stepped into the elevator, removed a bandage from her wrist, and glowing light shot out of her wound. She's dying. Moving on to Supergirl. James was feeling guilty that the people he saved feared the Guardian. A shift in the atmosphere caused an alien woman's telekinetic powers to go out of control. The woman went into hiding, but James found her son Marcus and bonded with him by talking about losing his dad and dealing with bullies. Marcus brought James and Wynn to his mom and dozens of other aliens affected by the shift. With encouragement from James, Marcus was able to help everyone get control of their powers. The atmospheric shift was tracked to the trans-matter portal that Lena was building for Rhea. Kara Ja'an and Mon-El confronted Rhea, but got their asses kicked. The portal opened, and a fleet of Daxamite ships came pouring in. Last-minute reveal, Rhea teleported away with Mon-El and Lena as the skies of National City were swarmed by Daxamite ships. Tuesday, The Flash. Turns out Savitar is a time remnant of Barry, who was abandoned by Team Flash and committed himself to destroying Barry's life. To handicap Savitar, Barry let Cisco and Julian try to disable his short-term memory. Instead, they accidentally wiped his entire memory. Barry screwed up court testimony, letting Heatmonger get released, but made Iris happy to see him so carefree and unburdened. When Savitar lost his memory too, Caitlin ran over to Star Labs and helped fix Barry's brain. After Iris helped jumpstart his memory, Barry stopped Heatmonger from burning down an office building. The team begged Caitlin to stay, but she preferred the Killer Frost life. Meanwhile, Tracy continued her research, and she and HR fell for each other. Last minute reveal, Tracy finished building the Speed Force bazooka, but the only energy source strong enough to power it is the Dominator's mind control crystal, which is being protected by King Shark. Then we had iZombie. Liv ate the brain of a hot mess who was offed by her neat freak roommate. After taking the cure, Major reveled in tasting food again, but slowly started to lose his memories, and got on a bus to Walla Walla to visit family. A rich guy offered Don $1 million for a zombie cure. Don asked Ravi, but got a no. Blaine and Peyton started living the happy couple's life, but when Blaine learned that Major took the cure, he admitted that his amnesia only lasted a few days, and he has been lying for months. Ravi's cure works! Major regained his memories the moment he saw his mom. Liv was ecstatic, but Ravi's office was ransacked and the cure was stolen. Last minute reveal, Major had to admit to Liv that he gave away the emergency dose of the cure Ravi had given him. finally, Wednesday. Arrow. 5 years ago, Anatoly and Oliver arrived back on the island and planned Ollie's rescue and return home. Their plans were foiled by Kovar. In the present, a dead body encased in cement was delivered to Oliver's office. DNA and security video proved the body was a councilman that Oliver's father murdered 15 years ago. Thea returned to Star City. She and Oliver tried coming to terms with their father's legacy. Chase hired Derek Sampson to steal ingredients for a bioweapon. The team took down Sampson and disarmed the weapon. Oliver dropped a bombshell about Chase's father and convinced him to surrender himself. Wild Dog got a hearing for custody of Zoe, but despite Quentin's begging, Renee got cold feet and did not show up. Last minute reveal, as Oliver gave a press conference about his father's culpability, Adrian Chase watched from his prison cell and smiled. What's up his sleeve? That's the DC TV report for this week. You can find me here and on the Wicked Theory podcast live every Saturday night at 7 p.m. Eastern on Mixlr. Feel free to download us wherever good podcasts are given away for free and visit us at wickedtheory.com. I'm Edward O'Hare, and this has been a Wicked Theory Studios production.
The Wicked Theory podcast is heard live every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern until whenever. Just go to mixlr.com/wicked-theory. Mixlr is MIXLR. Sign up to join the chat. Then click the follow button to get reminders whenever the show goes live. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, wherever good podcasts are given away for free, and at wickedtheory.com. You can support the show at patreon.com/wickedtheory. There you can get the after show if you miss it live. God forbid. Plus other exclusive episodes. As always, send your emails to podcast@wickedtheory.com.